Yeah, there's 6 Wolfpackers down here, and you can ask 4 of them. If you can get that laser disc from one of them, I'll let you ask the other 2. Yes, it's the LaserDisc Wolfpack THX CAV Special Limited Edition podcast, and we're getting a little Lynchian this time. But I'm not going to talk about Ryan. In fact, we're not going to talk about Ryan at all. We're going to keep him out of it. Who do you think that is there? Oh, wait, that is Ryan. I guess we are going to talk about him. What's going on, Ryan?
How's it going, Sam? Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Half Acre Second Setting Double IPA. And now I'll pass it to Maxeene.
This podcast is brought to you by a damn fine cup of coffee and Pioneer. Maxeene, the LaserDisc Queen, in my best Laura Palmer view I can give.
Got a little Lula in there too. So
yeah, Lula, little all of the Lynchian ladies that I can give here. So yeah, I guess I'll pass off to Luke.
All right. Hello, everybody. I am excited to be here. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon Hard Coffee. You got to have both of them together. I thought this was just the natural fit for tonight. And I don't know about you, but I'm very nervous about meeting Jay tonight. So I hope we can do this.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Vinny, pay attention.
Whoever's next, go ahead.
Okay.
Does your...
Oh, yeah. Hey, Vinny.
Oh, sorry. A page was ripped out of mine. Do you have that page?
Ooh.
Do you have that, Sam? I don't know. It's just ripped out.
What number would it be?
Smack in the middle. You'll never know.
Because I might have the good one. I don't think I do, though.
You guys obviously never watched Fire Walk with Me.
No. No, really. The pages were torn out. So.
Sure.
So this podcast is brought to you by Nazi Cola, or Fanta, as it's called.
Look it up, kids.
Great SEO on that Nazi Cola.
Yes.
I went with Pabst Blue Ribbon, although I should probably at this point be drinking what Laura Dern's dad drank. He was a butt man.
Good point. Good deal. And I'm drinking Kylo Ren tumbler of water, but I'm always keeping it black as midnight on a moonless night. That's how I drink my water. Yeah, we've been threatening to do this episode for a little while, as some fans of David Lynch amongst us, some bigger than others, perhaps. We're going to find out as we tear through his filmography. So we're going to mix it up a little bit instead of doing the usual top 5 shenanigans. We're just going to kind of go through, and then if you got it, show it. Tell us what your favorite laser discs are, which version you have, which one you like best, that sort of thing. And then I think at the end, we'll just do a throwdown and everyone will say, what their all-time favorite is. We'll just see what the winner of this giant pile is. Make it a little different, something like that.
Okay.
So David Lynch, in case you haven't heard of him, he's a filmmaker. Started making short films in the 60s. I don't think any of those are on LaserDisc, unfortunately. They are on a couple different, like Blu-rays and things like that, including this delightful box set, the short films of David Lynch, which I got many moons ago. But I don't think any of his work until ERASERHEAD showed up on LaserDisc. Oh, there we go, Ryan. How about you tell us a little bit about ERASERHEAD?
Yes.
So now that we're not in black and white, I'm going to say it's in black and white. You got a guy with a pretty intense haircut, and he's dealing with quite a situation with his new child, and not to mention all the things going on around him. It's something. I'll leave it at that.
Now, is that your only LD copy, or?
Yes, I think there's maybe one other. I don't know.
No, there's more than that. There's
A couple Japanese ones, I think.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
That's
Is that
pretty sweet.
Japanese?
Yes.
Max? Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
I
pretty
haven't watched
awesome.
this one yet, though. I just recently got that, so I have yet to watch that version.
Now, Vinny, you probably saw it back in the day, right?
I did not see it until probably after Blue Velvet.
Really?
I
Okay.
went backwards, yeah. And I probably had a similar reaction as Ryan had, when you're a teenager. Well, Ryan's not a teenager, but before you get older and know the ways of the world and know about children, to me, it was just a bizarre movie.
Sure.
That was creepy. But I understand the metaphors now, and this idea of fatherhood obviously rings true for some of us. So I did not get a chance to revisit that one. That's certainly one I'd like to go back to. During this week, I did pour into some other stuff, but that I didn't get to that one because I don't have it. I don't have a copy. But if this flash sale
Check
ever
them out.
starts,
I'll help you out with that.
I don't have it on LaserDisc either.
if the
I just have
Criterion
these tiny
flash
ones.
sale, the Criterion sale is going to start any minute now, and then I'm going to get Eraserhead and Firewalk with Me and be just about Lynch complete.
It is very nice. I recommend.
Oh, there it is.
So,
Yeah. Digipack, right?
Yeah, it's a beautiful digipack.
I love the
Decent
digipacks.
book, lots of writing, and then I got a Korean DVD too. So,
Ooh.
but yeah, Luke's got one to get right there.
I love this movie. I've loved this movie since I was in middle school. I don't know how I found it or when I found it, but it just resonated with me even before having a kid. And then now that I do have a kid, it resonates even more. I want to show you all the copies I have. I have the Japanese one. This is the first one I got that I got before moving to Japan.
Wow.
It's got the Obi. These pop up on eBay a lot. It's widescreen. It's super nice. I watched this the other day. It looks great. Also, I've got the Pan and Scan Japanese one.
Oh, a red border.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh,
It really pops.
I don't think I really watched this one. And I have the Blu-ray. I have a beta copy of it out in the garage. I have that Korean DVD I found in Guam.
The Korean DVD kind of stinks, but it's bad quality.
Cool. It's just cool to throw on those Korean subtitles.
Yeah, exactly.
Last one I got just today, like just this morning. This is the LaserDisc rental version.
Ooh, gold.
wow, cool.
The gold disc, and it's got the. So this is like just a sticker. Like it really is just a sticker.
It's not even
on there.
Oh, right.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
Usually they're like embossed on the top.
Yeah, they're like on the printing. Yeah, and then I've also got the soundtrack. This guy.
I have that too, but it's at my parents' house.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it.
When
I
was the
remember-
public release?
In middle school, I got a CD of it. I remember vividly going to Media Play and buying it, and just like I didn't know what it was, but I know I loved the In Heaven song, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it. And it's like, it's fucking crazy. Like it's just ambient sounds, like all the sounds from the movie kind of just thrown together. But it's a fun one to have. Anyway, I love this movie. Like I got my Eraserhead shirt. Like I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I got the record from Strawberries Records and Tapes back in the day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, same thing. I saw it. I must have been in middle school as well. It was must have been like the movie channel or something showed it late one weekend night, and I saw it and was immediately disturbed by it. Kind of like when you're that young enough age that even if you don't understand anything cerebrally, like the disturbing imagery just kind of really like sinks its hooks into you. It's like, the little, crazy chickens and, the baby and all those kind of nightmarish elements like really seared itself onto my brain forever. So, yeah, it's fun. It's great to watch with friends on a movie night.
That's the thing about Lynch movies. Like they can be just seen and you're like, oh man, that was weird. But then you can watch it again and be like, oh, there's more to it than that. It works on a bunch of levels, which is what I love about it.
What do you got going on, Seth? Any Eraserheads?
Yeah, I've got the Japanese ones, but I didn't bring out any discs because everyone is going to have the ones I have in DUNE, so I was lazy.
Why bring
what kind of
discs to
attitude is
the
that?
podcast?
Yeah.
Slacker.
We don't even talk about laser discs anymore, so it's fine.
Yeah,
That's true.
whatever.
I don't even watch them anymore. The quality sucks.
What,
So you've
been
what
hanging
time,
out that
what time is
LDs
it there, Seth?
Yeah.
What?
Need a jetpack with water in it.
What did you see Eraserhead for the first time, Seth? Was it like as a child?
I don't really remember. I think I must have been like a teenager or something when I started getting into Lynch. I remember liking it. I think it was interesting. And I didn't make the connection that the lead character is the guy that's in all of Lynch movies up until he passed away.
Jack
So,
Nance.
Yeah, Jack Nance, yeah.
Yeah.
Including Blue Velvet and Dune and all those things.
Yeah.
But I didn't make that connection. But I really enjoyed it and also thought it was sort of disturbing. I think that probably the first Lynch film I saw was The Elephant Man, so which I really, really enjoyed at a young age. But I remember seeing this one and thinking it had the same sort of feeling.
Yeah, true. I was watching Elephant Man today, and same thing. It's like this is just like a more, it's another. God damn it! What am I trying to say? A more popular version of Eraserhead.
Accessible.
Accessible.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Still got the
Yes.
steam and those kind of elements, that industrial nightmare thing. Yeah, I guess we should transition into Elephant Man, huh?
Oh.
I mean, he did try and make a movie called Ronnie Rocket in between Eraserhead and Elephant Man, and I've read the script and it's completely bonkers, and it would have been at least as trippy as Eraserhead, if not a little bit more, maybe, had it been made, but it did not. So yeah, Mel Brooks got involved with producing and said, "Hey, you want to make a film about Merrick and Joseph Merrick?" And he did, and it is. I was talking to Ryan, and it's one of his most accessible films because the story of the Elephant Man is bizarre enough. You don't need to bring that much more Lynchian atmosphere, but like Luke said, that the sound design of it and the kind of the industrial kind of vibe of it all is there, and it's again black and white. Mentioned before, Eraserhead is black and white. This one is too. Who's got it on LaserDisc? Max has it. Evergreen.
Right here,
Nice.
nice Japanese one.
I got it on a little baby
Oh,
baby LaserDisc. I don't have that
Oh.
yet.
hot off the press.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
brand
You
new.
could
Yeah.
order this one. Yeah.
Any
Digipack.
fun
Like I think all the Lynch are Digipack. Yeah.
Is there any fun stuff on there? Any fun
You've
extras?
got
The DVD has some. It's got an
Lynch
interview with
reading from a book about it, but not a commentary track.
Oh yeah, he doesn't do those.
Yeah.
no.
A whole documentary about it. Yeah, lots of stuff, but no commentary.
This one's got an interview with the makeup artist, like talking about the whole build of the prosthetics and everything. But
That's cool.
I
yeah,
think there's
That's
a
neat.
4K release out in Europe, but basically the same transfer to Criterion. But it costs like a lot, and it's from Canal Plus or whatever they call it.
oh yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
They've had their fingers in a lot of Lynch's pies
Yeah.
over the years.
So I tried
So
watching
this is
it.
the first.
Go ahead.
This is the first one I saw too. The first. Of
I was
the Lynch
trying to think
films.
too. It's weird because as a kid, I was like really obsessed with like Titanic, The Elephant Man, and there was probably one other thing in there too. Just like I don't know, for some odd reason. Ryan turned into the Elephant Man.
We don't need him.
Look how dapper he is.
But yeah, I mean, again, same thing. I saw it at a young age, definitely before Eraserhead, and it just kind of scarred me. And I imagined things that didn't actually happen in the film, and,
Right.
and just the
Right.
emotions of it. It's just so overpowering, and
Yeah.
John Hurt, amazing work.
I
For
tried.
me, this is. No, go ahead. Sir.
Oh yeah, so I tried watching it today actually, and it was just so. I was telling Vinny, I was like, it's so straight, and I've been watching Lynch all week, and I'm like, I need some weird.
Yeah.
It's like watching if Dali made a normal painting, or when like
Mhm.
really abstract people just, yeah, that's cool, I guess, but where's the weird shit? I mean, you still got stuff.
That says a lot about Lynch. When like this is the most normal film he's made. Yeah. To me, this was my first. I guess maybe this is why I like Lynch so much. Is he's sort of my feelings about film and sort of my whole trajectory is linked to him. In that this was the first Oscar broadcast I ever stayed up late for. I kept seeing the promos and seeing this clip among those other movies. Look so different, and I stayed up late to watch it. And then, when we first got cable, this was on a lot. So that,
Yes.
the first Lynch movie I saw. And then, as we'll talk about later, Twin Peaks is super important. And even now up to The Return a few years ago. So he's always sort of there in these important moments. Even though he's only made 10 movies, he's done so much outside of that and just become one of the first sort of, celebrity auteurs, and that people knew. They knew. I mean, we have a term, Lynchian. I mean, there weren't that many directors who have that. You could say that about. So he made his mark quickly.
Sadly,
Mel Brooks change his producing credit to like Melvin Kaminsky or something?
Yes.
In order for people not thinking it's a Mel Brooks film.
Yeah, because it had so much baggage.
Yeah.
Tied to that name at that time.
I mean, it looks a lot like Young Frankenstein, really.
Mm.
And sadly, LaserDisc wise, here in the States, we kind of got robbed. There's not much going on. Like, I don't think there's a letterbox copy at all. So, right? I don't know.
Disappointing.
Yes. I want my money back, damn it. And then,
it does stream in full. I think it's 2.35. So
it's
kind of nice.
That should not be panned and scanned.
I heard that there is streaming. Not that I do it myself.
Oh, stream movies. Oh.
It's on a service that we can't talk about because Vinny's.
Okay,
Channel. I mean, he doesn't like that one.
Yeah.
I thought he got kickbacks from mentions of that, but and then after that, success, Oscar nominations and things like that. Lynch started getting offered things like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Return of the Jedi. Yep. And then I said, no, I don't want to do a space movie, and then did a space movie.
Yes.
A spice movie.
A spice movie. Let's talk about Dune, everybody.
Yes.
Spice World was its original title, right?
Yeah. Show us your dunes. Nice.
Are there many variants? I mean, there's the pan scan with the same cover, right?
You got it,
set.
which I don't buy. Yeah.
The
I got the
box,
box set right here.
Yeah.
What's on that box?
The secret of the box set. Well, the nice thing about the box set is that it has the Alan Smithy TV cut, which is the version he disowned. He took his name off the writing credit and changed that to Judas Booth. And then he took Alan Smithy for directing. And it's a really nice box. It's got
the presentation on that's phenomenal.
That's really nice.
Picture quality is kind of ass. And then there's a booklet, and there's like 2 other separate discs for the TV.
Cool.
That's so weird that version is on there. I think it's like, oh yeah, let's throw that version you didn't like onto a box set.
Yeah, they must have gotten this. Comstock put this together. They must have gotten the rights somehow. It was one of those things. Disney used to show that a lot on the Disney Channel in the early days, and I just remember watching it. If you haven't seen it, it's a much longer version of the film that has a lot of dailies and other things reinserted, but without finished special effects. So
oh my god,
blue, right?
The Fremen characters who have blue eyes, their eyes aren't blue in the extra scenes.
Oh my god.
But it does have this interesting 15-minute intro that gives you this whole backstory into the world of Dune, and
that's the paintings, right?
With paintings, so it's kind of like taking like a school course or something like that. But
remember, fascinating. Hunger Force ripped that off in one episode from that version. They had those kind of paintings. It's funny.
Amazing.
Isn't there
this version?
What the hell is that?
Yeah. That's the paperback. This is the current
nice.
movie tie-in.
Cool.
Cover.
And I've got all these.
Oh, nice.
Just in case you need some more.
Also DVDs. Wow.
DVDs and Blu-ray.
There's a reason I haven't opened this yet, as you can see. I had no real desire to step into the world of Dune, and this week I did. Did I watch it completely? I don't think I finished. I started fast forwarding a bit, but I did get through side A.
I still can't believe you didn't see it in the theaters.
Yeah, no, 84.
Yeah.
No, 84. I was, seeing John Hughes films. I wasn't really thinking Dune.
I still have the glossary that they gave you in the movie theater, because that's how you know it's a dense movie.
Oh wow!
They handed out a 2-page terminology sheet.
Ooh.
How cool!
And then when it came out on home video, they did it again. Here's the official terminology that they had like a stack of these at the rental store, and they would just peel them off and hand them to you when you rented it.
Cool.
What do you think?
I loved
I mean, that's
Dune.
not even in the book.
Well, that's probably because the book actually takes the time to explain
All
everything.
right, but usually like a
Crash
sci-fi, they'll
into
put,
the movie.
oh, it does have a map though.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, that helps.
Anyone
So
played
Max, you like it?
Yeah, I freaking was. That was one of the ones I rewatched, and man, that hits in a way that like Star Wars hits.
Yeah, I love the
And
Dune
it's-
too.
I feel like it's just more like this kind of like in depth, like you have to kind of be in the mood to watch Star Wars, in my opinion. And I feel like this is no different. And it just kind of dives deeper into this like world, and it's just visually like I can't even imagine seeing that in a theater. That had to be just stunning.
And it was
like-
insanely loud too, which is amazing.
I love it. I love Dune. It's super cool. I'm really jazzed that they're like doing a remake. Like,
Yeah.
How was the other remake? Did anybody watch that?
Oh, there was a TV
The
version?
TV show. I've seen pieces of it, but never the whole thing. Yeah.
no, I honestly didn't even hear about.
It was on
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Late
funny 'cause
90s, early 2000s.
I thought of Game of Thrones as I was watching it, not Star Wars.
Sure.
You know, to me, Star Wars it's so easy to watch. But yeah, I thought of Game of Thrones because I'm like, there's so many people, there's all these houses, they're fighting for who knows what reason. Now I got to remember, the patriarch of this one. There's a lot going on.
The Landsrod, come on,
Yeah,
the Duke's
everyone's
trying to
got a
make some
random
moves,
name.
and you
Yeah.
got it all worked out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
all
thought
the
of
names are crazy
Minecraft,
except one.
too.
Minecraft, interesting.
Yeah, the underworld in Minecraft, or I guess whatever the hellish world is in Minecraft. The scary looking, like there's like these kind of like big floating scary things that shoot like lasers at you when you're in
Yeah.
that
Yes.
underworld. The gas, thank you. Yes, they look just like the freaking guy from Dune. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, straight Minecraft. It was
Sure.
weird.
I'm sure this influenced a ton of modern,
Yeah.
sci-fi writers, and I'm sure George Martin has read it a million times too.
Is that the soundtrack, Ryan?
Oh yeah, that's the Toto soundtrack.
Which is
Oh.
good. I love the Toto soundtrack.
It is good. I was easy to poke fun at that, but
Ooh.
it kept me awake. The score was definitely cool.
And there's one
and
Brian
the
Eno
visuals
track.
were great.
The
Yeah.
AC3 mix is actually
Yeah.
really good. Like it kicks in at times, and you're like,
Yeah,
the
get this
scene
one.
would be dragging without it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the CG was great. Some was not. Like the Tron
CG, there's no
fight,
CG.
whatever that was. Well, whatever that Tron fight was.
Oh yeah.
Animation. Yeah, that was crazy.
I like the special effects because they're very unlike everything else around the same time. They're weird.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of the ship designs are weird.
Mhm.
Everything's
Yes.
weird, and I kind of like that about it.
And the sandworm, I freaking love the sandworm. Oh
Dude.
my god, he's just. I loved it. It was
Yeah,
so
I
cool.
have to see a battle of movie sandworms, like Tremors
Yes.
versus
Oh my.
Mandalorian.
Someone needs to make that.
Beetlejuice.
Someone needs to make that.
Beetlejuice, yeah.
So I've never seen Dune. Like I've tried
Still?
to a couple years back. I
Damn.
love Lynch, but a couple years back, I'm like, I'm going to do this, and I'm in the group that just falls asleep 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
And my wife watched it. She's like, "Oh, that's pretty good." I was like, "Okay, I can't do it."
And that was
But
the
isn't
start of
there-
his Kyle MacLachlan pairing too. So
Yeah.
Yes.
very fruitful.
Isn't there a version like this? Is one of the movies that has a myth that like there's a 1,000,000-hour version of it or something? Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's even more stuff than probably got cobbled into the TV cut. So
yeah,
I haven't
it
seen
might not
it.
be finished. It's like a work print, I think. So like,
right.
it's
It has not been found, but people like.
I have the
say they've
script in
seen
case you
it
want to
or
read it.
something.
Oh. How many pages?
This one's not that bad. It's this must be a later draft because it's about 100 something.
oh, yeah.
So this is pretty short.
Yeah, I feel like had they have really planned it or decided to put like a budget that was appropriate, maybe it could have been like a 2 or 3 movie thing, but they didn't really do that back then. So
Yeah, that wasn't even an option back then. Yeah, so they're like, cram it down.
which kind of makes it scary to think that they have a new Dune coming out and they're gonna are they gonna do the whole thing that we
No, I think are they splitting that one up? I thought
don't know.
thought they were splitting that
I
one
hope
up or
they are,
something. Yeah.
there's just too much. I think that was part of it is he wanted to build a world and he kept getting cut down. No.
Yep. And it's got Sting wearing like this weird kind of leather pant thing.
I love it.
I will kill him.
Loved it. He was so good. His
Would
hair
you-
was incredible.
Yeah, it was.
That's a
What-
good
what-
thing in the Dune films, because you know which house they belong to, because they have either black hair or red hair or stuff like that. It's sort of like cartoon characters almost.
Mm.
Yeah, and the Harkonnens, like their planet Gedi Prime is total Lynchian. It's like Eraserhead planet, and there's just steam and creepy stuff everywhere. And the heart plugs, like all their servants have these like plugs in their hearts, and the Baron, who's so fat, he actually has these little like devices to help him float.
I know
he
he's
just,
like Fat Bastard from freaking Austin Powers. That's what I thought.
he just floats down and rips a heart plug out of this guy. And
He's
the blood
hard-
spurting out. Ugh.
Those scenes were hard to watch.
Yeah, it's
It's crazy.
really gnarly. That was edited out of the TV version.
I
And
don't
where they're
believe
like
that.
working on his face, like
Ugh. Yeah, and they're like, poking his pimples and stuff.
yeah, like I that made the final cut, but like more explanation and plot points.
But yeah, shout
There are
out to
some-
our buddy Sean Robert Gillette. He's a huge Dune fan, and
Oh,
he
right.
calls himself Sean Maudib all the time. So
I forgot about that.
He's into
There you
Dune
go.
shite posting.
yes, he's all into Siege posting. His shit post for Dune.
Wow.
As well.
We know all about
Luke,
shit.
I am intrigued now by the doc Luke was telling me the Jodorowsky Dune. I really
Yeah,
want to
just-
see now.
Oh,
Have you
definitely got to
seen
watch
that?
that. Yeah,
It's
I've got the
amazing.
Blu-ray. It's amazing.
And from what I read, so much of what the work he put into it sort of ends up in Alien mainly,
Yes.
but then you can see the influences really across all of it.
Yeah, that's a real fascinating tale in and of
Yeah.
itself. So I
Yeah.
kinda
He's
wish
still
it's-
alive. Who's like Jodorowsky's like 90 something years old. Still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
Very
awesome
good.
documentary. And so Dune. You gonna watch it again, Vinny?
I think I'll watch the ending again. I missed
Okay.
sort of, I guess I missed the big action set piece.
That's great.
Somewhere,
The
yeah, there was a
action's
battle.
great.
but
How can this be? For you are the Kwisatz Haderach.
yeah.
Come on, love it. Yeah.
I'll check it out before the Villeneuve version comes up.
What was that, Seth? What are you gonna do?
Max von Sydow is in there, so there's a Swedish connection.
Oh, The cast is
Indeed.
unbelievable. It
Leah
is
Kynes,
like an
yeah.
all-star game.
Yeah, people that were,
Really incredible.
I mean, Patrick Stewart before he blew up big time.
Yes!
He's got like a skull coming out the back.
Gurney Halleck, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sean Young,
Oh, yes.
Freddie Francis shot this thing. It's incredible.
yeah, it's great stuff. And then of course, what's his face from Blue Velvet's in there, as well as the Dr. Yui.
Oh yeah, Stockwell.
Dean
Is there-
Stockwell. Yep.
Jose Ferrer, who's his son.
Yes.
His son is obviously important to Twin Peaks.
Yep. Oh man, yeah. So many.
Is
Yeah.
Jack Nance in there?
Yeah,
yes,
he
he's
is.
one of the Harkonnens. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A
Brad
lot of these
Dourif.
guys didn't work without Lynch. What's his name? Ed from the wife with the curtains in
Oh,
Twin Peaks.
yes,
was in it.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Stilgar,
I
the
almost
Fremen.
didn't recognize him with the beard.
Yeah.
Big Ed's gas farm. Out in the
Yes.
middle of the planet.
Like, how did they afford that cast on a $40 million budget?
Well, they were no names.
Yeah,
back
but
then.
still, like
Yeah.
there's a pretty significantly sized cast, like, and that's before you
Yeah.
get all the extras in the scenes and everything.
Yeah. No, it's a hugely expensive movie, which is why it's a notorious flop. 'cause it
I'm still
did
looking
not
for
make it.
HBO or somebody had a making of thing that aired, and I've bought so many copies of this on DVD looking for it, and it was just really intense because it had Colin McLaughlin like basically losing his shit and like going off on
I can imagine.
rocks and stuff that were around, these kind of like prosthetic rocks, and he's just like freaking out. I was like, I just so want to see it again.
Yes.
But it's not on anything that I've been able to find it. I haven't found it on YouTube either. So, all right. So Dune, we're in the middle on that one, but
Yeah.
if like Eraserhead is like one of the most like important pieces of Lynch's filmography, the next film is probably equally so. Blue Velvet from 1986. I have seen it theatrically on 35, not during its original run. I saw it on cable. All right, what do we got? Oh, I totally left mine. I've got the same one Max and Ryan has. I left it on the shelf.
I made the dumb move
Seth
like
got
in a fit of rage when I was upgrading a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I don't need this copy on my shelf, and for some reason I got rid of my Blue Velvet, which is dumb. Once I got the Blu-ray,
Yeah, I got these.
I'll save
here.
I got it back because it's one of the more common, so I'll find it, sure.
And there's Letterbox too. So I think there is a pan and scan, or not pan and scan, but I think like open matte version as well.
Oh.
I don't think it's open matte because it's shot on scope. So
Oh, is it? Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is pan and scan then. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I was thinking that was 185.
The Blu-ray does have the 53 minutes of lost footage.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I want to talk about that. So I'm a big Blue Velvet fan too. I had a fan edit of it where it puts all that stuff back in, and it's just no, thank you. Like I don't need to know about
heavy.
Yeah,
that's big.
It's a little known fact. Usually, when they cut stuff out of a movie, it's for the best. It's very rare that it works out the other way.
It has what's his face back in college, and they show him like being a creep, kind of, and watching two people have sex, and it's kind of a rape that he's watching, and then he like steps in, but he's watching for a little bit. So they kind of build that up, that he's kind of the whole movie is about like, is he a good guy? Is he back? What's his name in the movie?
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
McLaughlin. Yep.
So yeah, they show that a lot. I think Blue Velvet, I was rewatching it recently, and it's a big old precursor to Twin Peaks. Like it's kind of
for sure.
Yeah, same kind of idea. Like I'm gonna pedal my foot in some bad shit and see what happens, and then okay. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice because Eraserhead is the movie where it's like everything on the outside is a nightmare, and the main character has like this kind of like insular world where it's a little bit more controlled, and then Blue Velvet is the otherwise. It's like everything on the outside seems like this nice bucolic small town, and very Twin Peaksian in the fact that there's a deep dark underbelly going on, which you learn from Severed Ears and all sorts of creepy things going on pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's a human ear, all right.
And but I mean,
paper bag.
Frank Booth,
he's the best.
Dennis Hopper's amazing.
He may be the best villain ever, and he's definitely the best, maybe best actor in any Lynch movie. Like he just fucking brought it. Holy crap. And seeing that as a kid, it's like, whoa.
That's another one where people saw things that weren't in the movie, especially with some of the things he was doing with Isabella Rossellini. People thought even worse things were happening than were happening on screen. I used to have to try and explain to one of my roommates that she was inventing things in her head. And then
like what was she inventing? Like
just him violating her in special ways. I don't want to get into it in a podcast. Let Vinny trash the podcast. That's his job.
No, well, it's funny you mentioned that because right before I watched Siskel and Ebert's review of Blue Velvet and Wild at Heart, because I knew Ebert wasn't a huge Lynch guy, and he had a serious issue with with what Isabella had to endure in making it, and that sort of turned him off. And I could totally get his point of view. Siskel disagreed, but to me, it's his masterpiece. It's the thing that really catapulted me into sort of film loving. I had the 40x60 European poster, like dry mounted on my wall. Like that was, I mean, just let me see that there was art, what art house meant. Like there's other stuff out there that's just not like anything else I'm seeing. And Hopper, no one else I'd never seen a villain like that in a movie. It's just was unheard of.
And that Siskel and Ebert is on this Bluray. Or no,
it is so good.
It's on the DVD. I don't think it's on the Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah. And it's very much like Lynch, because Lynch is essentially this sort of, mild-mannered Midwestern, probably pretty conservative guy, and then
Jimmy
he makes
Stewart from Mars.
Completely, he's Jimmy Stewart, right? And he makes these completely bizarre movies because it's like, here's the white picket fence and the roses, and then but just keep digging down, and you'll go underneath and you'll find an ear. That opening, it might be the most iconic first 2 or 3 minutes I think ever in a movie, with the song playing, with the slow motion, just like the choices like of a dissolve, which is so simple, but not many people really do it in a movie. But just the dissolve from the fence to the guy washing the car, whatever it is, or the fire parade. Yeah, it's really it is perfect. It is that sweet spot between Eraserhead and the weird stuff and Twin Peaks and the more accessible stuff. It's just really
great humor too.
Did
one of the best
you
movies
see
ever.
that Twin Peaks is accessible?
I think it's
the first season absolutely is. Right, we'll get to Twin Peaks. It's
okay. I'm just saying, I'm like, wait, what?
No, the return is not, and the second half of Twin Peaks is not. But first season was,
And I love that bit where with his grandmother's like saying, "Don't go to Lincoln Street," and I'd stay on
Lincoln
the
Street.
sign said Lincoln Street. You're like, no, Lincoln Street.
So,
and
so
you could see it.
Blue Velvet does a good
sorry.
job of, I think all of Lynch movies, it's like the juxtaposition of man, like the, duality of man. You got your good side and your bad side. And then Blue Velvet, it says that one line. It's like, why are there bad people like, why are there people like Frank? That's like everything, and that's what he's trying to figure out.
And it's also the start of the Angelo Badalamenti world. So really good soundtrack there. Sorry, I don't have it on vinyl, but and Julie Cruz too, doing some vocals on there.
Yeah.
Must have that.
So my favorite tidbit about Blue Velvet is, Hopper is sucking in the gas, right?
Yeah.
So I guess originally Lynch just wanted it to be helium. It's like just you're gonna suck it in, you're gonna talk weird. It's like whoa.
How about no?
If you combine that what he says a baby wants to the F word,
Yeah.
and he does helium, baby wants to. I'd be like Elmo saying that.
But my question is, what is it supposed to be? Is it? I'm not a drug guy.
Nitrous oxide.
Oxygen.
Yeah.
Nitrous, yeah.
Okay.
Just pure oxygen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's pure gas.
Got
It was
one of those
good.
lung diseases.
I was watching a thing with Dean Stockwell too, where he tried to get the role and then he lost it, to Hopper, and then he was like, "Well, I'm gonna get this guy that Dennis Hopper's character looks up to. So what the hell am I gonna do? Like, I have to be like even weirder in some way." So
And he was.
he was.
What did he call him? He's so dapper.
Yeah,
He pulled it off. He's great in it.
so great.
Is it
All
him
right.
that does the Roy Orbison cover thing, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
him. And he holds the light up to fucking like
yeah, as a
garage
microphone.
light.
Yeah. Amazing.
It's great, and he's hanging out with all the larger women in his house there. It's just like, what is okay?
So everybody is on the. What about you, Ryan? Are you into the Blue Velvet?
Oh, I love Blue Velvet. It's
Oh,
really
okay.
good.
All right.
I do have a question for everyone.
Yeah.
Heineken or PBR?
Get the fuck out of here.
Heineken.
Water.
Fuck Heineken.
Fuck Heineken.
It was
Yeah.
absolutely probably the first time I'd ever heard the name Pabst Blue Ribbon. I didn't even really understand at the time why it was so funny until, I commuted to school, but I'd go to visit friends who were away, and obviously that's all they would drink because it was dirt cheap, and still is pretty much.
It'll do the
But
job.
it's not bad.
It'll get it done.
It won a ribbon in the
in
1800s.
18.
It did, yeah, and they even put it
Whatever.
on the,
It was just called Pabst in the good old days before they won the ribbon.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Pabst no ribbon.
And then Pabst became the
1993.
hipster beer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They saved it.
Yeah.
Thanks, hipsters.
Yeah.
So, is the Japanese pressing on LD any better than the American one, or is
I
there
haven't
any reason?
seen any comparisons to say either way. They're
Yeah.
both. I think the U.S. one might suffer from rot a little bit. I don't know.
Mine's
Sure,
okay.
I've watched mine.
It's a pretty cool jacket.
There's another one. I have a different version. It's another Comstock. Yeah, it's a
Nice.
gatefold.
Oh, Seth, what's Seth's version? Oh, he's got a gatefold.
Yeah, it's the same.
Oh.
Thank
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
that's
David.
rad.
you very much.
Yeah, I should probably get some of those.
Yeah, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
We can figure that out.
Let's make that happen. All right. Then we're going to move on to, we can start with anything around this point, because at the turn of the decade, Lynch was just dropping bombs left and right. He's like TV, movies, performance pieces.
Commercials.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
I got one for you.
yeah,
Came
which-
right after Blue Velvet.
all right.
This is Paris Story.
Oh,
This
nice.
is it's got the Cowboy and
Frenchman.
Frenchman on there. A
Nice.
short that is not on the Eraserhead Blu-ray. It's on the.
It's on this guy, right? The
Yeah, it's on
shorts.
that guy.
Yeah.
So basically, he made Blue Velvet and everything was great. And he was in France, and some guy approached him and said, "Hey, we're doing this TV show, I think, and it's basically like, how do Americans view the French, And so he made The Cowboy and the Frenchman, which is just like, I watched it recently. It's basically two stereotypes meeting each other. It's like a cowboy played by Harry Dean Stanton.
Dean. Yeah.
who meets a very French guy who has a bag full of, snails and other baguettes and what other, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, how's that? But yeah, got this one. Pretty cool.
That's pretty good. And then, around that time, he started hanging out with this guy called Mark Frost, and they wrote a script called One Saliva Bubble, which is completely insane, just like Ronnie Rocket. And apparently Steve Martin and Martin Short were supposed to star in it, and this was going to be a thing. It's very Brazil-like, in which one saliva bubble is the thing that kind of starts off this chain reaction. It's like the butterfly wings that set all this nonsense into play. And it is completely nuts. So that didn't get made, but they ended up working on some other stuff, including, what was it, Northwest Passage, which got turned into a show called Twin Peaks, which I don't know, somebody might have heard of.
No.
All right. Not into it.
Just gloss over that.
Yeah, let's just skip that. I mean, I don't have that much. I don't have the TV. Brian's got one of the boxes behind him, but
that's the big one. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I left it out for us here.
Nice.
I was using it for my microphone to sit on because it's literally a table.
It'll be on the
Yeah,
bottom.
I just have the pilots, but the movie version of the pilots.
When I was working on my grand plan, it took a few years to pull together to get Luke transferred to Japan. Really, the sole reason to get him there
Ooh,
was to
HK
come
version.
back. To come back with the Charlie Chaplin box and the Peaks box too.
Look at that beauty.
It's so
Nice.
good.
Has anyone weighed it? You must have weighed it to ship it.
Yeah, it's
Way
I want to say it's close
35.
to 18 pounds. I think.
Feels
Feels like 35.
Maybe I'm just not as
So
strong as
heavy.
you guys.
Well, it's 29 discs, and you can usually ship
In the little and the 8-inch.
2 discs for £1.50 or so. So
Sturdy
it's
cardboard. Does everyone have this
European
in it?
Yeah,
Is this
mine
in yours?
does.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay.
And then you got the little
mine's
8-inch.
8-inch. Mine's in the garage. It's too
Which
heavy.
I did
I'm not bringing
watch. It was cool.
But the 8-inch is entirely in Japanese, right?
it. No.
No?
No.
No, the scenes aren't. There's a narrator who sort of introduces every.
Oh, okay.
They're basically just character cards with some little clues isolated.
That's cool.
That's in Japanese.
And it's so silly. Like one's like donuts.
Yeah.
Right. All the
Big clue,
clues to the
guys.
mystery.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I got it. Thank you. It was completely
nice.
made by Japanese people.
Oh.
Not.
Oh, the
Oh,
visual
maybe
soundtrack's
before-
so good.
I don't have the
Before we
visual
get it,
soundtrack, but I have
Oh yeah, I
this
don't have that either.
Ooh.
from a record store, which it's not a record, it's just a promo for the
Oh,
record
flat.
that was not
Wow.
released. Yeah, they didn't release it on LP in the States at all. Seth has it.
Nope.
Yeah. But
Wow.
I have the cassette of the soundtrack.
the cassette and of course the CD. Yeah,
Ooh.
gotta have the CD. Yeah.
I mean, they've released it in the States now, but it doesn't have the classic art. It's got like the more
Yeah.
stylized art, right?
And I've got a bunch of Twin Peaks vinyl, but that's one of the ones I still haven't picked up yet. Yeah. I think it's kind of noisy, the pressings, but I'll end up picking it up as well.
Well, Seth's just going to have to send us a box with all the copies he finds.
Yeah, come on, Seth.
Actually, I checked around. They're not that hard to super hard to find, and not that expensive either. So I'll eventually get to it.
So Vinny,
Sure.
did you watch the
starting the
show
time.
when it aired?
Let me tell you my Twin Peaks story.
All right, hit us.
Because it's important. It's important for me in my life and for television as we know it, because we wouldn't have the golden age we do now without it.
It really was the start.
So, I mean, to sort of put yourself for your younger folks in 91?
90,
90.
right on the
Yeah,
cusp.
there was Hill Street Blues and Soap was on, and there's some shows who pushed the limit, but the fact that a major filmmaker was going to come into a TV show for ABC, it was just unheard of. And I remember getting ready, watching the pilot at my aunt's house and just being like blown away.
Yeah.
And this was a phenomenon, right? And we're talking American Idol type viewership numbers, just insane.
On Entertainment
but-
Tonight every night of the week, some sort of news.
Oh
story
yeah, it was
about
was a phenomenon. I mean, there was JR was the last big TV mystery, right? Who killed
Oh, yeah.
JR? So the fact, they used the Laura Palmer hook well. But I'll never forget. It's like people remember where they were when things happened.
So what was that
to me, it
last
was
one, Sam? Can you go back?
What?
Go back,
Yeah.
go back a second, Sam. Oh, yeah,
what?
what's that?
Oh,
Nothing.
remember
oh,
that.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
What interviews in the Playboy magazine?
What's that?
The
I'll,
interviews are
I'll send
great.
you some scans. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was huge. But for me, it was episode 3, season 1. I'm on the couch in my parents' basement. You know, I lived alone for 10 days before I got married. So my life was basically in my parents' basement. That's what Italian men do. In Italy, like 35 is the average age where the guys move out. So I'm down there watching episode 3 alone, and the dream sequence starts. And I'm just like, I literally remember shooting up out of the couch and like looking around as if like, is this a put on? Like, what is this really happening? I'm really seeing this like on ABC on what Sunday night, whatever it was. Like, this is just bonkers. And then it just took off from there. I just couldn't believe it was that amazing, and that was happening on the screen. Not only was it crazy, but then funny. Like, no one thought we're going to do something completely dark and crazy, but it's going to be funny. Like, that was just insane to me. And then, you know, cut to like the next season, you're having watch parties. I was having friends come over. I'd tape it.
Oh yeah, I taped them all.
People come over and they're wearing costumes. Like, the idea of a watch party was like, well, I don't understand. You guys all want to get together and watch this? This is weird. I've only done it twice since. I think I went to a Sopranos watch party for like season 2, episode 1, and then
Lost.
Game of
I did a
Thrones.
lot
You know,
of
we
Lost
had-
parties.
Lost. I had like my core friends that we've watched, and then Game of Thrones, and that was it. Like, so it was appointment television before that thing really even existed outside of like the Thursday night sitcoms. So yeah, it was huge for me. And the score and the soundtrack, the Julie Cruz stuff, it's just amazing. And then all the paraphernalia, the diary, of course, as you saw earlier. And I had I don't have it anymore, but I had the cassettes. There it is.
I got the cassettes as well.
So you get the audio cassettes of him talking to Diane.
I even bought a book of college essays about the show. I remember reading this in the airport, going to San Francisco once, and I'm like, what does semiotics mean? And then I figured it out.
Yeah. Imagine you had a show that required all that sort of Monday morning quarterbacking, but you didn't have the internet wasn't there for you to do it. So you had to just basically, wait for Film Thread or Entertainment Weekly or someone to write about it. Or
this was 95. That Film Thread magazine I flashed too is a really good breakdown of the show and lots of good interviews and stuff in there too. So.
Yeah, so I had a similar. I'm about 10 years younger than Vinny. But so I was 10 in 1990. I watched it. My parents let me watch it. I think we all watched it together.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. And it was just everything. Like it was my first introduction to Lynch, I think. I dressed up as Dale Cooper for Halloween, like a fourth grader. Or
Respect.
Whatever.
Spencer still does, I think.
Yeah, Spencer is Dale Cooper
for work. I think he goes to work there.
Yeah. I mean, so that and The Simpsons, that was everything to me. Those two TV shows.
So I am of the age where I was not a human.
Don't
really. So no, I was like
when the show dropped,
I was born in 92. So and my parents did not watch Twin Peaks like in that time frame. They had no idea of it. Like I basically I'm the type of person that just it was suggested to me in Netflix. I watched one episode and then immediately went and bought the box set from on LaserDisc.
How long ago was that? When was it suggested to you?
No.
I remember when you did it on LDF. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was. I want to say it's like 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe. But I mean, that's a whole different experience than like everyone else. Like, I mean, just no one I knew was into it. And then, I mean, I told everybody, I was like, you have to watch this. So cool. I was like, oh my gosh, just the air. Like, I just want to live in that. It is just like, it's just perfection. Just the whole feel of it is just like, it's so special. And like, I literally was like, Mom, we're going to watch. I literally started watching the whole series with my mom because she'd never seen it. She was obsessed with it. We were watching it. Like I would bring the box set over. I have a Lasers player set up at their house. I'd bring it over and like, we'd watch some of them and like, she'd be all into the mystery. It was amazing. Like, and it's
so what happened? What happens after the mystery solved though? Because that's when the show sort of took a dip and people left, as many, were drawn, just sort of left it in limbo. Did you guys feel like disappointed
Yeah, I
after
mean-
that arc ended.
I like the whole Wyndham Earl stuff. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
was into
no,
it.
I liked the
lots of
whole
cool
thing.
stuff. Like
Yep.
Duchovny, all that stuff is neat.
Yeah, Duchovny, pre X-Files FBI agent.
Yes, I
Yeah.
loved
Denise.
that. I loved that.
Comes
so
back
much.
for the return. It was great.
But
I
you can
love-
imagine, a show that popular on, well, ABC started moving it all over the
Yes.
schedule, but
All over the
For-
place. Yep.
yeah, once the people found out the killer, then you're like, what now? What is it? This? And then it gets really weird, and you can see where people abandoned it. But
Sure, but that's
yeah, I'm curious if a modern audience has a better appetite for that now, having seen Breaking Bad, and sort of they know what cool
Well,
TV can be.
that's another one. I saw Twin Peaks before I saw Breaking Bad.
Okay.
So I mean, to me, this was still like I hadn't seen any X-Files really or anything. Like this was my real only feeling of that, where
Right.
like I didn't have that much like sci-fi stuff. Like my grandma is like super into Star Trek, so like I know Star
Great
Trek and
sense.
sci-fi, but like like that's pretty much like my only real like sci-fi kind of vibe. And like I hadn't seen any of the Alien, I hadn't seen anything. Like this was like my first kind of introduction to like that, and like that was the first Lynch thing I ever saw, and I went from there and was just like I love this. I want to know everything he's ever done. And so like I accumulated all of them, but I'm still working through a lot of them because it's more recent where I've gotten into it. But I mean, Twin Peaks is just, I feel like it's thankfully with the newer season having come out, like it did bring a lot of people like to go back to that, like at least in my experience of people my same age kind of going back and them doing the pop-ups and things, like really kind of like getting a whole like just, oh yeah, remember that? Yeah, it's been 25 years now, so we're ready to like
One of the best things is that it's pretty timeless. It's
yeah.
I think all the great stuff is ageless, and you can jump back into it, and new generations will get into it and still enjoy it. I think it's great.
And like a lot of his stuff, you can't really pinpoint an era to it. Blue Velvet could be the 50s, it could be the 80s. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll see a phone or something that'll kind of tell you when you're at, but otherwise.
I was thinking about Elephant Man today. That was in the 80s, right? But it feels like it's a
Yeah.
movie that was shot in like the 50s or something.
Yep.
Right.
That's one of my initial impressions when I saw it as a kid is like, this is a really old movie. And then I found out, what? This was... Yeah.
1980, what?
Yeah.
Same year Empire Strikes Back came out. But yeah, Twin Peaks it was like a mindset. Like, I mean, I moved to a small woodsy town like during that somewhere like between the first airing of season 1 and the re-airing. And it just like infected me. Like I had that Rolling Stone cover on my wall. I had that album cover on my wall. And I just thought I was in that show. It just had this vibe. Yeah.
And was
If you were in school
Playboy
at
under
the
your
time.
pillow or?
That was, my mom would have, she probably would have been angry with me if she had found that, but I had to hide that. Yeah.
and being in high school or maybe just early college, when you're hanging out with your friends and you're listening to Joy Division in order, no one else is, and then suddenly there's a show for you.
Yeah.
It's holy shit, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like tune my guitar down and play the theme song all the time, and I was into it.
I was hoping you would do that today.
Actually, that guitar right behind that's the one I used to jam on, the little nylon classical one. I used to have that in my bedroom, and
I guess we couldn't
I was
afford
learning how to play it on piano also.
Excellent.
Oh.
We're gonna jam later.
But I want to know, Seth, like what's your experience from being in Sweden? Like, how did you experience it?
It was huge here. I didn't see it. I only saw one scene. I only saw the scene where they're talking in prison, and it's like, I know you smoked. I started smoking because I'm stressed or something like that. Well, when do you get stressed? When I started smoking. So that's the only scene I remember from the first run. And then I saw it on a rerun years later on cable, where I taped every episode, watched it twice. I was like in my teens, like 15 or something. So I think we're about the same age, Luke. So
15 or both 15.
Yeah, well, I'm born in 1981, so I was like 10, around 10 when it came out. So but then when they showed on that cable channel, they had some error during the episode where there's raining in the prison cell and someone dies and stuff like that.
Yes.
So that episode didn't work. So
the scene where we learn who killed Laura Palmer.
Yeah, that's like a real important episode.
Yes, it's a really important episode. So and they couldn't re-air it due to rights. So I didn't know that.
No.
I was like, okay, F it. I didn't watch it until the golden incomplete until the golden DVD box set came out. I remember there was issues. No, there was going to be another release before, but I got them some sort of Japanese pirate version of like bootleg or Korean or something, which was a copy of the LaserDisc. And
Yeah, because the pilot, like you couldn't get the pilot without the movie version for the longest time.
Right. VHS, there was VHS copies, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I got the Korean DVD that had the pilot that the American one didn't have. So
yeah,
right. That was a real blow to buy that box set that you just held up. It didn't have the pilot. I'm like, what's going on? Like,
yeah,
that's the
what
gold
the hell,
one,
man. No, these are before. I bought these, and then they're like, "Hey, you bought Twin Peaks on DVD? Yeah. Now there's the gold box. Buy it again, asshole."
Well, it has a pilot, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember my video store had a bootleg copy of a DVD version of the pilot. I'm like, yep, I'm going to take that and rip it and then return it. It was great.
Yeah, like I watched not realizing that the pilot was like the whole movie first. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
What the hell did I just watch? I know what happened. And now there's a TV series. It's very confusing if you have no clue. Like,
well, you have, so wait a minute. So how did it work? The pilot version that has Bob at the end, right? There's two versions. What's the story there?
Like the international cut. It's like the full, like they filmed like the end,
and
because they weren't sure it was going to get somewhere or something.
Yeah, the stuff that got edited into the dream sequence in later episodes. So they reused a lot of the Bob footage and the Mike footage and all that stuff.
Are we in agreement that all the LaserDiscs are the international versions of it?
Yeah, I have not found actual pilot copy.
Yeah, there's not. Unless it like is sitting in Indonesia.
I do want to show this guy. I've showed him before, but this is the Hong Kong version.
That is cool.
Oh yeah,
one of my favorites.
That is sweet.
I would just watch the Japanese one that some cool guy named Luke gave me, and that looked really nice. I was impressed with the picture quality.
I bet that's the source for the it could be the source for the pirate one I had, I think.
Yeah, the footage on this is really, really crisp, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, as they go through
the visual soundtrack?
The visual soundtrack. Like, the picture quality is fantastic. I was surprised watching it today.
Maybe they like used HD cameras or something back in the day to go to, because it was stuff from Snoqualmie, Washington, or like the areas that they shot
exactly.
in.
Didn't they say it was just a Japanese crew that just went out and they filmed around the area?
I think so.
But they probably had better cameras than the making the show.
So, talking about the crispness of the pilot, I was watching Fire Walk with Me, and I watched all that, and then I put on the pilot right after, and it looked so much better than the Fire Walk with Me.
It did, yeah. And then I guess I know Ryan really wants to talk about a little side piece, the Industrial Symphony number 1.
Can I ask you guys a Twin Peaks question that I was going to ask, but I realized the answer would be too easy to look up without looking? Can you tell me the population of Twin Peaks?
Oh, it's like 42,201, something like that.
51,201 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That's exactly right. 51,201.
Is it on my cover? Hang on,
it's on the cover.
Okay, so I probably saw it and didn't realize that I saw it, but it's on that cover. So. I am not that
VHS guy.
Can we let me give away this? I have 2 copies of this because I became Luke's trash can for a while. So one has the OB. I'm going to keep that one. The one that doesn't, it won't play sadly without the OB, but I'm going to give it away anyway. So we had asked anyone from LDF to enter to win, and our winner sounds like he could have been in Twin Peaks. Dale Freewalt. Dale's a cool name. Dale, you're going to be getting this sent to your home.
Yay!
And we'll know your address forever. Oh, the question, by the way, we asked was which Twin Peaks related disc was visible in one of the episodes, and in one of them, Ryan had the Sledgehammer Twin Peaks parody behind him, which has this cover, and it says "Welcome to Donut Peaks," I think.
Yeah, Donuts Peaks or something. Yeah.
See our previous episodes about the Sledgehammer phenomenon, which is bizarre.
So 9.
That's how big Twin Peaks was. It was parodied in everything.
Hell yeah!
And then it became a restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Pop up.
So
back to the
yeah.
Go ahead.
What do you
Back
think
to the
about the
pilot.
industrial? We're back to the pilot. We're
Sorry,
double
real
back.
quick. The
Yeah.
different obies. What other?
Oh, there's different
a few
ones.
versions, right?
Oh, I didn't know there's different obies.
Like the best of, or
Oh, they used to like
This
to
one-
reissue them.
oh, you got the
I
same
think
here.
that's
Yellow.
the same one. Yeah.
Versus this
Yeah,
one.
I got that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna open
disregard.
up Private Cinema. Sounds dirty.
Are there multiple obies for this guy too? Or?
There might have been like a 25th anniversary one or something. But
Yeah.
they're
And then
all
there's,
identical release wise.
There's domestic too, which I don't have, but it's got Nick Cage in it, right? So it's
Yes.
Brian loves it.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Tell me about it, because I don't think I've ever seen it.
When you hit start
Yeah.
and you watch the timer on the LaserDisc, Nick Cage and Lord DUNE are gone by 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So by advertising them, you're really kind of selling it short, because the rest is just singing and music and a topless woman in a scaffolding and dude hanging around
Cars.
circus
Yeah.
style
Cars,
stuff.
yeah.
Like
Basically
so-
an opera. It's like an opera, right?
It is. It's an opera. It was filmed at Brooklyn Academy of Music Opera House in 1989.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of Andrew
I've seen
Madeline
some stuff there. Yeah.
Lynch
It was a TV movie
compositions.
by official IMDb.
Yeah,
classification.
TV movie, my ass.
I mean,
TV opera.
Yeah, TV opera movie.
I was never shown on
Wow.
TV.
It's an experience for sure.
Julie Cruz is in it, singing a lot of songs from all over the place. Songs from Wild at Heart, songs from I think it's got the song from Blue Velvet in here, and then lots of stuff from Twin Peaks as well. So
Nice.
good stuff.
Just reminded, I might have I don't know why, I might have an autographed Julie Cruz something or other in this house for some reason. I'm gonna
Oh,
find it
that's
later.
cool. I have a really good bootleg. Well, I made it myself. A bootleg I made of VH1 behind the scenes making of this. That's really
Wow.
That's cool.
I should give it to you guys. And it's great because there's one bit where David Lynch was trying to explain to the sax player what he wanted in one bit. So he's like, I want you to play chunks of plastic. And he's like, what? He's like, sure enough, I played chunks of plastic. David Lynch like really has like some sort of synesthesia going on. Like he like sees, he sees words instead of colors, and he hears.
Yeah, I can see
like,
that.
yeah, he's all over the place when he's trying to explain what he wants musically. He'll express himself in non-musical terms.
Yeah, that
His
YouTube video.
moment in go ahead, Luke.
Oh no, go for
I'm
it.
sorry. That YouTube video you shared of him talking to Aunt whatever his name is. It's like
Oh,
one
we're
of the
talking about the
comments-
making of the theme, right?
Right there you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, Angelo. Yeah.
And it was like one comment was like someone who only sees in colors is trying or sees in what do you say? Is trying to explain to somebody who only sees in sound. It's like
Yes.
okay, that was
Yeah.
kind of a beautiful-
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I was watching. Lynch's other big passion is meditation and TM. So I just watched a video of him sort of trying to explain to, I think it's a Japanese reporter, what meditation is, and he takes out this whiteboard and starts basically drawing it. It's online. I'll post it for you guys. And basically, what he ends up drawing is essentially like the blueprint of his movies. So there's mind over here and there's matter over here, and everything's on the surface, and that's what we're used to. And he digs down, and everything else in meditation is all about what's all the way down here. It's basically here's movies just sort of sit down here, sometimes literally, in the dirt. Sometimes you'll get to peek above the ground, but for the most part, he likes to play in there. And I know that could be frustrating. I mean, I'm sure if we look back at our text, Luke, when the return was on, you'd wait all week and you're like half of it, you're like, the fucking balls on this guy. Like he took the main character and basically got rid of him for like 16 hours. And it was such torture. But then by the end, the relief of when you finally see Cooper, like, oh, that's brilliant.
Spoiler alert. Oh, you
So he
spoiled it for
does
Seth.
that to you.
oh man,
And then they all
Spoiler
die.
for Seth.
Please, I could tell you the whole thing. You won't remember it. It'll make no sense. And it's so frustrating, but then so satisfying. And then you realize, like, he doesn't really I don't think he makes movies for people. He just makes them for himself. And we get lucky sometimes. We're like, oh, that's super cool. But I really don't think he cares. A lot of directors care. Like Tarantino can sort of do both. But he's just out there like, this is what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing. And now you're going to see it. And
Deal
like you
with
said,
it.
life doesn't make sense. Why?
Yeah.
Why do movies have to make sense? Like,
Yeah.
that's why no one really we haven't talked about the ending, I don't think, of any one of his movies, because they don't really have big endings. Like nothing really happens. It just stops.
I think a one
right?
that kind of does.
Well, Blue Velvet has a mystery to it, but for the most part, like, I don't know, I couldn't remember the endings of a lot of, if if you ask me, I can't
Well,
remember
you slept through Dune, so.
how Wild at Heart ends.
Yeah,
Something
three under the bus.
Someone
Well,
writes
I
it.
remember Wild at Heart.
Yeah.
Come on. So it's big.
Hey, we should
Well,
talk
that's
about
when I did
Wild at
not
Heart.
get back. There you go.
We got to go do some Nick Cage. Otherwise, Ryan's going to leave the podcast.
I mean, I'm here for the cage.
What do you got? Anybody got Japanese? Ah,
love
that's
that
why
cover.
we were talking. This jacket has no information about the widescreen at all without that hype sticker.
That's
that
why I
Seth
don't
has.
have it, because
That's why I didn't
know.
have it either.
Yeah.
Until
Well, now out of spite, I'll go right to the Kino.
The Japanese
Or the
version
Shout
does
Factor.
not mention widescreen.
It doesn't?
I don't
No.
have the shout yet, but I do have the Korean, which
Oh,
again,
That's a cool cover. Yeah.
this has the and I think the Japanese LD has the uncut bit with a head injury that is a little bit censored in this. The official US theatrical cut has the slight censoring of one character's demise. So it's a little grislier in the Japanese one and the Korean.
Yeah, so apparently every master that's been done since like 2005 for Blu-ray and everything has the American
Yeah,
cut.
Look,
It doesn't really change the movie. It's not like
it's still just as violent.
I watched the side by side and I'm like, I didn't even realize it the first time I watched the American one versus the other. But like looking for it, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But still, it was just like, oh. So
Yeah, there's like a gun injury, and they just add like a little bit more like obscuring smoke kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and it's still just it's still as loud and scares you and freaks you out, and yeah, it's disturbing. Yeah, man, this movie was that it dropped in that period where it's like David Lynch took over the freaking world. Like you could not get away. If they weren't talking about Twin Peaks, they were talking about this. It was on every TV show, and nobody wanted to go see this in the theaters. So it was hilarious because it was publicized to death.
I saw it, as you know, I have a list of every movie I've ever seen. I saw it August 17th, 1990.
Nice.
I gave it 4 stars. I don't rock the 5. It was always 4 was the best. But it's the first Lynch movie I saw in the theater, and it's also the first time I ever saw someone walk out of a theater.
Nice.
So once you know the scene, I mean, during that scene, these folks just got up and hauled out of that theater. I'm sure they asked for their money back too.
And I mean, Nick
Dark
Cage
film?
is so.
What
What's
scene?
that?
The first scene where he
Yeah,
bashes the guys.
the staircase scene where he beats him.
Staircase, yeah.
In the first couple minutes.
Yeah.
So good. And Power Mad, this kind of thrash metal band, is all over the soundtrack too. And again, Elvis and all sorts of other stuff too. And Chris Isaac. Yeah. And then Power Mad.
yeah,
So
and
good.
that's Nick Cage actually singing.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
I'm
He
sure
goes
he
to a
was a
Power Mad
big
concert,
Elvis.
fights a dude, and then sings Elvis.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
then
same-
marries Elvis's daughter.
Yeah.
What a ride.
kind of weird, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was I think the first time Lynch worked with Barry Gifford, who had written the novel, which I've never. Has anybody read the book?
No,
Yeah, I have not.
I forgot it was a book.
Yeah, but
I think the book has the whole Wizard of Oz theme to begin with, right? Doesn't it?
It does?
I thought that was something Lynch added. But
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to
You're not
check
wrong.
into that. Yeah, because
I watched Siskel and Ebert talk about that, and Ebert hated that. I mean, you can imagine
really?
even more than Blue Velvet.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
his big beef with Lynch, and I guess I get it. He hates Lynch using comedy as the cop out for the violence.
Okay.
You know, it's like you can't. He doesn't think you could have it both ways. Like you can't just bash this guy's head in and then like sort of wink at the camera,
Hmm.
and everything's okay. You know, which
Sure.
Tarantino does a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, so it's weird. I mean, I totally get it. I understand where the violence obviously turned some people off. They ran screaming. Yeah. And meanwhile, Siskel loved the love story of it and didn't think it tied well with all the wild, the Wizard of Oz and sort of that fantastical stuff. But like we said, that's what Lynch does. He just puts together what he wants and what he thinks works.
Good cast too. Harry Dean Stanton, Crispin Glover in there a little bit.
yeah.
Isabella Rossellini's back, and
William
her
Dafoe.
Forever.
character-
For the longest time, I
Dafoe.
thought Paris, Texas was a Lynch film when I was a kid. Oh, it's got to be a David Lynch movie. Harry Dean Stanton's in it.
Yeah, right.
Looked like one.
And
Pete Stockwell.
Isabella Rossellini's character, Perdita Durango, is in another movie, and that's coming out from.
Interesting.
It's not Arrow. Maybe it's like MVD or something like that. It's coming out on Blu-ray soon. So
I've heard bad things about that one.
yeah, it's not supposed to be good, but I don't have it, so I'm gonna get
What's
it.
her face from Do the Right Things in it, right? Wait,
Ah,
are we talking about the same movie?
Perdita Durango. Yeah, I can't remember who's in it.
Rosie Perez. Was that the Rosie Perez movie?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. By the Spanish director.
David the Beast guy, or
Yeah. I'm not a huge. I mean, I rewatched Wild at Heart recently, and I guess I saw it as a kid, and I just thought it was the craziest thing ever. And now as a old fucking, a Navy sailor, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's not as scary or crazy as I remember it being. And I don't remember much about it. I remember the fight scene. I remember the singing, and I remember William Dafoe and William Dafoe's teeth.
Oh God!
And the White Witch at the end, and that's about.
The teeth are terrifying.
His
a
whole
robbery of some
character
sort,
is
and that's about it.
ridiculously out of control.
Right?
Yeah.
His whole my gosh, that scene with freaking Lula.
Him and Dern.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's a little, it's intense.
yeah, but all
Get
of
the-
the freaking like
get the
crazy
soundtrack, too.
scenes, just the scenes with freaking Nick Cage and her, woo,
Mhm.
sexy.
It is
Love
sexy. It's like the
It's sexy
sexiest Lynch,
movie.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about sexiest Lynch. That's debatable.
All right. Yeah. It's up there though.
It's up there.
What would it be? What's some other sexy Lynch?
We'll find
wow.
out.
Oh,
Eraserhead.
Yeah.
Come on,
Coming up.
Eraserhead.
Eraserhead. Yeah.
I mean, I need a snakeskin jacket like he has.
I
Yeah.
know.
Did I ever tell you about my snakeskin jacket?
Oh.
Yeah.
The line, I used to say that line all the time. This here jacket's a sign of my individuality and belief in personal freedom.
That's right.
I love
It's
it.
anyone who has ever worn a weird jacket wants to say that to anybody. To everyone.
Oh yeah, it's me every day, literally.
That's
So
not my
good.
t-shirts. So.
Nice.
I would get
Uh,
Wild at Heart and Raising Arizona mixed up in my head a lot growing up. Anybody else?
That's-
That would be a hell of a movie.
Yeah. Similar time frame, ish. Yeah. So,
I'm sure someone's done a mashup.
all right. Well, Ryan, is that Brotarian? Does that count? It's got Nick Cage. It's got.
It's got a lot of
Borderline.
sequences that would fit, but I think
Right, a
that
little too
I
highbrow.
think there's too much brow, and it's a little too over the top in the wrong areas, like
Okay.
for Rotarian. But it's very good, and Nick Cage is he's ratcheted right where he needs to be. So
All right. You guys want to go back to Twin Peaks? Have you had
Of
enough?
course.
All right. Let's go back to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Ooh, domestic.
Some fire walk with me. I've got Japanese as well.
Yep.
Next to Luke.
God.
I got both.
I forgot to grab mine.
We grabbed it for you.
Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
Thanks.
that room.
I got this from Suncoast.
So I would like Firewalk with Me is my favorite Lynch, maybe next to Eraserhead. It takes all the weird stuff about Twin Peaks and just cuts out all the fat. I think it's the story of Laura. Like it gives Laura life, and she was dead the entire series, and then we okay,
Yeah.
how was she? What was she all about? And she was a very tortured soul. Like we really see that. But don't want to talk about it, but Twin Peaks is about a father who raped his daughter. Like that's the main story, and it's insane.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, that scene where she's laying on the grass and realizes who it is like so
He's
harrowing.
coming out of the house.
Yeah.
My favorite is the first 30 minutes of it with Chris Isaac and Kiefer Sutherland.
I really
And they
wanted
go-
more of those characters.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
I read something about it. It's like the anti Twin Peaks town where they go to.
hmm
Police are terrible. They go
Yeah.
to they're not helping. The diner is awful. Like they're like, let me tell you about our specials.
Yeah.
There are no specials. Okay, it's great. And like even Chris Isaac is like the anti Dale Cooper. Like he's super suave and he's smooth, while Dale Cooper's kind of a dweeb. I mean, it's great. Yes, I would have loved to seen. Oh my God, the opening scene with the lady in the red dress and
Yeah. Lil.
Blue Rose.
Oh, and the best ever is David
Oh, yeah.
Lynch doing this. Like we
Federal.
don't know what he was doing. Like they
Yeah.
never talk about it. But
Yeah.
it starts with a TV set and they crush the TV set. Like, oh, you like that TV show? Fuck your
Well,
TV
fuck
show.
you. Yeah.
I love Firewalk with Me. Yeah, it's great. David Bowie.
Yep.
We're not going to talk about
Oh.
Judy.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
Yeah, and I was so pissed that they cut out some stuff because I, of course, had read the script at least twice before I saw the film in the theater on opening weekend. And there's bits with him disappearing from the FBI headquarters and going back to, was it Argentina or whatever? There's a hotel.
Oh,
And there's a
wow.
bit where one of the hotel workers sees him and he just like pops out of nowhere and he's like, the shit, it come out of me ass. All the
did you buy that script outside what is now the Apple Store in Soho?
No, I used to buy all my scripts from a place called Pick's Poster Cellar in Boston, Massachusetts. Actually, more out like Cambridge way, and they used to have.
Okay. There's still the guy there
fax
in the
machine?
city.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Did it come like straight
no,
off
they
the fax machine?
they mimeograph, and they were terrible copies of copies.
Yeah, there was a couple places that had direct lines to Hollywood Scripts, and they would just, have their personal copy, and they would just run off shit tons of them and sell them for like $15-20 a pop. And I would buy ass tons of them. Yeah, and it's so I'd read it before going and see the movie, and I'd be like, oh, they cut out that funny line, like
That's great.
like that bit with Lil and everything like that, and they're driving away, and he's like, well, what did all that mean? And then at the end he's like,
I can't tell you about the Blue Rose.
yeah, and then he's like, what about Gordon's tie? And he's like, oh, that's just his bad fashion sense. But cut the joke out.
So the saddest thing about The Return, I thought they talk about Jeffries and The Return.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
David Bowie was going to be in it, but he died. It's like, oh,
that's crazy.
He turned into like a giant steam kettle or something. Like,
of course, saw that coming.
Yeah, I mean, I had such a blast as a Peaks head. People like Vinny and myself. Like when I saw that opening weekend, the entire theater was full of Peaks nerds, and we hung out in the parking lot for about probably an hour and a half, like having a tailgate party after the film, on our way to Denny's. Just talking about Peaks and trading addresses. And I got that one Saliva Bubble script from a guy I met there. Out in the parking lot.
So
I had a different experience. Yeah, I had a different experience. I'm looking back at my thing. I gave it 2.5 stars at the time. But as you could see, it's August 28th, 1992. I write down who I went with. So
nice.
I mean, did you
wife
have this app in '92? What's the story?
No, I had it on paper.
Time travel, Vinny.
No, I have digitized it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people I took with me. I'd say
damn. Yep.
9 of them wanted to kill me. So they were all disappointed.
I took people that hadn't even seen the TV show at all. Yeah.
Oh, no, we had all seen it. We had done the watch parties. We were all in. This is my wife and her friends, like 2 years younger than me. So they're like, where are the jokes, man? Like, where are the donuts?
They're in there.
And I was disappointed too, obviously, at the time. And I'd sort of forgotten about it. And then I watched The Return, and then I realized, I got to watch this again. So I watched it this week. And talk about things changing with time and age. It just like a complete 180 for me. Just then it suddenly hits you, like Luke said, this is dark, deep shit. This poor girl was raped by her dad. And it's other than that first 30 minutes, which is, there's some jokes there. And then there's that great smash cut from Dale to the theme in the open.
Oh yeah.
And then Cheryl Lee proceeds to give one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. Like I didn't even realize it at the time as a kid. Like, holy shit, she is up there like swinging for the fences, and it's so sad.
It is super sad. Yeah, it's a bummer of a movie.
Yeah, and it really hit me hard this time around, and I really liked it.
So we know what's going to happen at the end of the movie. That's another thing. But I always liked it because the angel comes at the very end for her. I was like, oh man, this is great. I don't know. I love it.
Now,
yeah,
Max,
it definitely works better with The Return.
Did you watch it like right after watching the TV show or anything?
That
or
one,
not at all?
I
Didn't see it at all.
No,
you gotta watch it tonight.
I know. I'm gonna. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I watched most all of it. It was I watched the side one and then never made it to side 2. So.
But did you were you expecting the show and were disappointed, or were you?
No, like
had you seen The Return before you saw Fire Walk with Me? Thank goodness.
No, The Return wasn't out yet when I had watched all the LaserDiscs.
Right.
So, and it took me a while to get Fire Walk with Me. And I don't think I had it like immediately either.
Right.
So I had watched like most all the show, and then I either like didn't have it yet or it took me a while to get it. I remember that. But I just like, I'm trying to remember, like, I know, like, I remember the big, like side 1, like, I just don't know side 2. So like, it was on my list, didn't make it to watch all of it. Cause I was like, okay, well, I know a lot about Twin Peaks, like, cause I've watched the show, but like, my feeling on the movie was like, I didn't even know what it was going to be like, cause I wasn't really told that much about like what it was going to be. And so when finding out it's a prequel, like I was really stoked because I liked the Maddie character because you do get like the moment of like a little bit of Laura Palmer actually getting to be an actress, you know, not just a dead person. So
well, she did play her identical cousin.
Right.
Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah.
Maddie Ferguson.
Right, that's
little
right,
Vertigo
yeah.
nod there.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do get her like in the Maddie character, which I appreciated in the show for sure. So I was like, oh, cool. Well, you get to actually see her like and what's going on. So it's like, I mean, again, like I'm gonna watch the whole thing of it, but yeah, didn't see the side 2, but loved what I've seen, and
it's intense.
Soundtrack too. I'd forgotten they recast. I'd forgotten they recast Lara.
Yeah,
so
that
it was weird for a second there.
Yeah,
Like
just
they
for
could've
Moira
just-
Donna, right? They recast Donna, right?
Yeah.
To think that they couldn't get Cooper to do more, McLaughlin to do more, and
He didn't want to.
and
Was that
Sherilyn Fenn.
Yeah.
This is the soundtrack. The Angels.
I got this one too.
Ooh, that's nice.
Ooh.
Pretty.
Oh wait, no, that's a limited event series. Hold on.
Oh,
They all look identical. That's Firewalk with Me. Sorry.
Cool.
did you get the Z to A, Sam?
Which one?
Did you get that box? The Z to A box?
No, I didn't
Really?
because I have.
Okay, yeah, I was curious if anyone pulled the trigger on that.
I have this box, and I'm kind of good enough with that one for now. So
Is that the one that opens like
yeah, it's
the-
like
weird?
No, that's a Z to A. That has
Okay.
everything. And
this
it
is
has like
this
a
is
few
the
extra
entire
things.
mystery they called it, and it opens.
Oh,
up
that's
to
right.
Yeah,
a
it
little
opens. Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
briefcase, and then they came out with the
that's
Z-Day.
in the other one, right?
Yeah,
I just ordered the other plain, the whole collection, just the TV episodes.
Oh.
So speaking of extended cuts and stuff, doesn't this one also have like a bunch of minutes that was lost and what wasn't on?
they
some
finally
Blu-ray?
got them.
They
Yeah,
finally got them. That's right. Has
Tons of
anyone
stuff.
seen that? Is it good stuff or is it worth watching?
it's cool. It's a lot of that stuff from the script I was complaining that was missing, and you can get
Yeah.
it from that box I just held up, and you can
Yeah.
get it on the Criterion box.
Is there more Bowie in there?
There is more Bowie in there. Yeah, so you should get it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's called the Missing Pieces, 90 minutes of deleted and altered takes. And there was fans were looking for this for years, and it finally showed up.
So the movie, the TV show, I loved as a kid. I loved the weird stuff. I loved the Red Room. I wanted more weird stuff. The weirder, the better. And it wasn't. There wasn't
too.
that much in the original. I mean, you got it a little bit, and like you said, see episode 3 or whatever. You have that one scene.
Yeah.
But a lot of episodes you didn't have anything. So
Right.
Firewalk with Me is just chock full of weird shit, and I love
That's
it.
cool. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they talk about rewatching it. The man from Other Place, he's like, I am the arm. He's like, I am the embodiment of the. Oh, wow, that's fucking weird.
Right. Yeah.
All right, what about was it Ryan? You into this stuff, or is this too weird for you?
Twin Peaks is my Dune. I got to like 3 episodes.
interesting.
I
Oh,
think
the
the
show.
visual soundtrack is better than the show, but
Okay.
that's
You
my
didn't get
opinion.
you got through the end of episode 3 and we're not hooked.
Yeah,
After the
like
first,
it's, I don't know.
dance.
Oh, yeah, I got some more
It's very,
soundtracks.
the original show is very soap opera-y. Rewatching
Yeah,
it, they
well,
even had
I
that.
was gonna say for Maxine, if you didn't grow up, I grew up with my mom and my sister and my grandmother, and I was designated VCR guy. I had to tape all their soap operas. I know the
Yep.
order of them, the time they aired. So I was surrounded by that style. And that,
Yeah.
So I knew what he was doing in that regard. So for someone who hasn't grown up with that's serialized sort of show, or even nighttime primetime soaps like Dynasty or Dallas.
90210. I mean, that
That
was
was my
like
jam.
that was my
Yeah.
jam, and Melrose Place. I mean, my
But they
parents
didn't-
watched that
yeah.
religiously.
But they didn't take
So-
themselves seriously. Like Dallas was like serious as a heart attack, and this show's like a
And what was the
Dallas-
name of
like-
this? What was the name of the soap opera within the show Twin Peaks that everybody was watching?
oh,
Oh,
Something
good one. Good
Desire
question.
to Love or something like that.
You almost got it.
What is it?
Invitation to Love.
Invitation. to Love.
Invitation.
Invitation. Yes.
I'd forgotten all about that even being in the
That's
show.
amazing.
I was at
My-
this,
my-
this sort of quiz thing where we did cosplay, and there was two guys that went as the characters from
Oh,
that
shit.
show.
Damn.
Invitation to Love. And my
Wow,
wife
deep
was
cut.
Lucy for that thing, and I went as Pete. And they were like, "Hey, we post." There was a guy that was like dead ringer for Bob, which a lot of people post with him.
Yeah. My favorite piece of Twin Peaks trivia as a kid was when I found it out. I was like, wow, there a shark and a jet from West Side Story are in Twin Peaks. which I thought was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Sherilyn Fenn's dad, right?
Yeah, it was Russ
Yeah.
Tamblyn and
Russ Tamblyn and whoever the tall
Leland
tablet is.
Palmer's character, Ray Wise. Yeah.
No, not Ray. The guy who won the hotel.
Oh, Horn.
Horn. Yeah,
yeah.
Audrey Horn's
Horn.
dad. Right.
Yeah.
Benjamin
Audrey's dad.
Horn.
Yeah.
Yes, they were in West Side Story.
The psychologist.
That's amazing.
After, what's the?
All right.
What's the
One last thing about Firewalk with Me. I want to talk about is the white horse. Like these symbols in the show were just when you watch it, it's just like, well, that was weird. What was that all about? But then you dig into it, and there's meaning behind it. And it's obviously a symbol of death, like something bad is about to happen. And Laura's mother sees it right before. And I was telling my wife, it's like, you almost have to have like an encyclopedia knowledge of Twin Peaks to really get it. And it's fun to dig in, or it's just fun to watch by itself.
Yeah.
Even Judy, the Judy that he's not going to talk about is Laura Palmer's mom, right? Like he's like, we're not going to talk about Judy. Yeah. We're not going to talk about her at all. There's just so much fun stuff, and has so much depth. That's what I love so much about it.
And the return really ties back into that movie too. So
that's what the return sort of showed me. It's like as I get older and grumpier, you dismiss a lot of the weird stuff as him just being weird, and don't he's not. Like there is a purpose to everything, which you realize.
That's the thing too. Even if it is weird or unexplained, like if you watch the making of stuff in the return is amazing. Just him talking with the characters, with the actors, like he knows. It doesn't even matter about the trappings of that situation they're in. He knows what those characters are thinking about, what's going on, where they are, and what their thought processes are. So it really doesn't even matter what. It's almost like plot is like an excuse for him to get to the mood. And I guess that makes it sound like it's style over substance, but it's really just about this kind of emotional truth to it.
I was reading up about the white horse, and it said that he liked some documentary where this giant horse, they show it and it's so majestic, and then they just slaughter it right away, and it just kind of stayed with them. And that kind of stuff, probably comes from meditation. It's like, oh, well, this thing came to me. Okay, let me put that on film. And so it has meaning, but I think it's really personal to him. Yeah. And I think he's just kind of letting us in, and it's kind of great.
And then, Return, it's actually got him like kind of filming his dreams, like what outside that cafe or whatever, meeting, what actress was it that he meets in the Return? There's a scene where Gordon Cole like has a dream where he meets. Oh, right. And it's just basically a David Lynch dream, just filmed straight ahead. And like, he actually has the actress in it playing herself. I can't think of who it is. Damn it. I think it's like, it's not Sophie Marceau.
French? Was it Hubert?
Damn it. Yeah, maybe it's Monica Bellucci. I want to say it's Monica Bellucci. Yeah, Italian. I was close. Anyways.
Do you think Lynch knew we would be doing this and was trolling us by stretching this image of
he totally taffy visioned James Hurley there.
Is there something wrong with that picture? Luke,
I can tell.
Looks good to me.
Until like 2 weeks ago, Luke didn't tell.
Yeah. I should notice too.
About that. We're not going to talk about that at all.
The number for today is 5 as well too, which I didn't mention.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Today's number is 5. So, and there's 6 of us, so we're close. Yeah. So all right, who's got the other weird TV stuff? Who's got the on the air box set?
Oh yeah, Luke's got that stuff.
It's not a box.
It's not a box. It's just
I missed the boat on that.
Who's got hotel room? Okay. I never got those because they were so expensive back in the day. So I bought these DVD bootlegs from this guy online, which are just the laser discs.
If you want to, you can have one of my discs and put them in the groovy pouch.
The groovy pouch. Is it warped?
Yeah, it's warped. So Luke gave me a spare copy. So I got one from Japan that was warped, and if you want to give it a go,
all right.
Well, does it have the first episode? Because that's the good.
Yeah, the first episode works, and the second doesn't. So I don't know if
you're good.
Yeah, so like on the air, like the first episode seemed really good and promising, and I watched the second episode and took the disc out of the player. Like that was it.
I liked On the Air. I had a good time with it.
How many were there?
I had like 7 episodes, something like that.
Oh, okay.
And it has like the bit with was it Tracy Walter, like it has Blinky, it has like the same gag, like almost like Kenny dying in South Park, that has the same exact gag like in every episode. So it was fun. And I like stuff like Remember When on AMC, and it's kind of like 30 Rock.
That show I remember. Yeah.
Old timey 30 Rock kind of thing. So
Right.
I felt like the first episode was just super strong though. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good. And the second episode, by the time the second episode got over, I was just like, man, this really just dropped to nothing. Like
man, I'm gonna have to watch it again.
it was disappointing.
Didn't the first episode have some weird Japanese subtitles? I remember that on the disc. It did some funny, like word bubble or something crazy. No, anybody remember?
It's been a while since I watched
Okay.
it. So and yeah,
I mean,
Hotel
it's been
Room
fun,
is like it's 3 stories, only 2 of which David Lynch directed, but
Oh my god. Okay, I watched this recently.
yeah.
Oh my god, it's like a bad high school one-act play. It's not good.
I like the Crispin Glover one though, the third one.
Oh my god, Sam, come on, that was so.
Oh, I like that one.
slow and so.
I like Crispin Glover, but man, like the rest of it is just
I like the second one the best. That was. the
Yeah, I
one-
like that one.
That's
too.
the one James Signorelli directed.
Okay.
so like what was going on with the whole I mean they call a woman to the hotel and Harry Dean Stanton's sitting on the bed, the other guy's just going at it like
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the lady of
That
the
was
name.
weird. That one was
Holy-
real
I'm
weird.
Because they
just
were the
like,
same
that just
person,
felt
right? Aren't they
awkward,
supposed
and
to
I
be?
was like sitting here like what? Yeah.
And who was it? Someone just recently ripped that show off again. Or was it like one of the Duplases or somebody did
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
104. I watched 1 or 2 of those. They were good, and then I forgot about them.
Because yeah, the gag is it's the same hotel room in
Same
different
room, yeah.
times. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Different
some
shenanigans.
things aren't re-released for a reason. It's not good.
but it wasn't any better or worse than any of the other like kind of like pseudo erotic crap that was on HBO or Cinemax at the time. That easily could have been greenlit and been like, David Lynch's Red Shoe Diaries or some sort of other. There was some really shitty like late night shows.
When Shoe Diaries come out, was that before Twin Peaks or post Twin Peaks? Twin Peaks. 'Cause
I want to say it was
It's
David
around, it's around that period. We're gonna have to look that up.
because like didn't the early ones have David Duchovny? Like
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It was like the guy
It
with his
wasn't
dog.
Well, Sherilyn Fenn was in one, wasn't she?
Was she? Oh,
I might
I might have to go back and watch that.
darn an excuse.
Rats.
That show I learned how to program the VCR thanks to that show.
Because Red Shoe Diaries, yeah.
Yes. That's all we had this week.
I think
Right.
I think Luke's onto something. We should move on to.
Oh, are we ready for that one?
So we're passing the TV.
Lost.
Well, yeah.
Are
Are
we
we
close
missing
to-
anything?
Are we close to Inland Empire time? Yeah.
Well,
It's our
yeah, I
running
mean,
time.
I mean, we're on to the last.
No,
episode.
I mean, as far as
we're
the
not
running
at Lost
time.
Highway yet, though.
What else do we got?
There's something he
Oh, we
presented.
are.
Maybe isn't this before Lost Highway?
Oh well, yeah.
Okay.
He's like
I'm gonna be quiet.
acting in that. So.
Oh yeah.
And also, right? Isn't this?
Break.
I don't know when this is.
I love that documentary. I've watched that so many times. That CRUMB documentary.
I got NADJA.
Yeah. So like, let's talk about this for a second.
Okay.
I love me some NADJA. This is like total highbrow shit.
It was highbrow, but I kind of felt like it like might have like brought upon the modern vampire takes we saw in the 2000s and on, like
Yeah.
the kind of like mysterious sexual type things. But it
Twilight.
We scared Vinny away.
not
Yeah.
like Twilight, not
Or PBR.
like sparkling and
Okay, so
Like-
like Vampire Diaries or like one of those.
like True Blood and things. A
True-
little bit,
that's
a little
the
bit
one,
of
that's
that
the
like brooding and
Yeah, Lena
No.
Lowensen's super brooding. She's got
Yeah.
is it her brother or her like
Yeah.
just and they're vampires, and Peter Fonda is Van Helsing, like of lineage of the Van Helsings.
yeah, and like the whole like them going back to like Hunter kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was odd. There was a lot of brow, but like it had some moments at least. Like
And-
I felt like it brought us to what we expect from the modern like vampire type stuff.
How involved was Lynch?
He
Just
was
threw his
a
name on it,
producer
did
on
he?
this. Michael Amoreda directed it. It's got a very Hal Hartley feel. If you like Hal, it's like a Hal Hartley vampire movie, and it's got
Well, now you got me. Now you sold
got-
me. Well, she's in my favorite Hartley. Simple
yeah, it's
Man.
got Martin Donovan. It's got Lena Lowenson,
Oh Christ! How
Galaxy
did I see it?
Craze,
And
Susie
it's
Amos
in
is
black
in
and
it.
white.
Yeah,
Black
it's
and
in
white.
Yep.
Partially filmed on the
if Luke
Fisher
knows that.
PXL camera for the vampire like visuals.
No, it's not on
Yeah.
PXL. Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
gosh.
PXL.
I didn't make it to get to see that when it was on my list.
Yeah.
I didn't make it there yet, so now I'm really looking forward to it.
And David Lynch is what? He's a coroner or he's in the morgue or something.
Yeah,
He's
he
mortuary
does show up
attendant.
and you're like, oh, hey,
Yeah. It's David Lynch. Yeah.
which
So-
is nice.
Luke has some sort of I thought
Yeah,
he had
he's
like a
got
float
balloons
in his
back
hand.
there. Yeah.
What has he got?
And it's got the Portishead is on the soundtrack. There's some other cool things on the soundtrack.
Ooh.
There's a lot going on in it, like overall. Like it's I
I
mean,
can't
I
remember
watched
the
it
name
and
of
immediately hated it, but like I thought about it more. I still don't like it, but there was some cool things to it, you know.
It's pretty neat. Yeah. I mean, it's got this guy and his girls getting stolen. It's like a Dracula tale, except his girls getting stolen by, instead of Dracula, it's this woman. So
Ooh.
Hey, and Luke, did you know this? Sam just compared that to a Hal Hartley movie. Now I have to see it.
Wait,
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
like
couple of Hartley guys in there.
yeah,
Martin
really?
Donovan is in it.
it's
cool.
like a Hal Hartley vampire movie, basically.
Now I got to see it.
We've just
Sold.
sold this movie to new people. Like, yeah,
Mention a camera. What kind of camera was that? Was it
The Fisher Price PXL
Yeah.
2000. It actually used
have
a
those.
audio cassette tape,
Huh?
and it was really, really like bad quality, and you needed
Well.
a shit ton of light.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was like super pixelated, but it was fun. And only
I
black
almost
and
bought
white.
one of those on eBay. Come
I-
close. Is it the
I have
actual
two
audio
of them.
cassette? You have
3
two
of
of
them
them.
actually. Three
Oh,
three
you
of them
got some?
and the TV set. Yeah, we've
Wow.
we filmed a music video with them.
You
Oh,
should
very
film some
cool.
PXL stuff and let me.
We did,
let me
yeah.
put it in the show.
I'll send it to you. The music video that we did that has it.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Is it an regular audio cassette tape?
Yeah, just use regular
That's
audio cassettes.
unbelievable.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I
ours
missed
ours
that.
are modded to have RCA out though.
Ooh, look
Of
at
course.
you. That's pretty sweet,
Ooh.
actually.
Yeah, you
can
really
hack
had
'em.
me at pixel camera, so
like it's definitely something worth the experience.
Yep. And what was the other one we had? CRUMB, was that? Yeah.
oh yeah, CRUMB.
I
Have
didn't
you guys
pull my
seen that
CRUMB.
movie? Have
I
anybody?
haven't.
What
I
do you
didn't
want
get
to
to
do?
see
It's
it yet.
amazing. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Moikey, that's the one Moikey gave me that came with the dead fly inside it. If anybody remembers the dead fly incident.
Of course.
You got the special edition.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Wait,
Moikey.
It's like the pick with Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's good. You should definitely check it out. All right.
Quick side note: this Pabst Blue Ribbon coffee is pretty good. It's not bad. Surprisingly good.
All right. Now we're going to go on to Lost Highway. All right.
We determined we did have a long discussion leading up to this podcast, more than we've ever talked about anything.
Yep.
And we determined that the wrong Chris Isaac music video made LaserDisc, right?
Yeah,
right.
it's
And,
the one that featured the music or the
Yep.
scenes from Wild at Heart is the one he did, not the one that's just all sexy models on the beach. Yeah.
And then the only other thing we would have missed before we get to Lost Highway, because you're all ready, and that's why I'm purposely holding this up long.
Yeah.
Is there's like some Zoe movie or something that he has
Zelly and Me, right?
Zelly, yeah.
I don't
where
have
he's got
that
a
one.
cameo.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, for those of you
Like-
trying to collect everything LaserDisc,
Yeah.
there's a couple more for you.
It looks like Isabella Rossellini was in it, and
Yeah.
probably when they were together, and she probably brought him along or something.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll
Okay.
act.
No.
Lost Highway, baby.
Yeah.
I don't have
I-
the Japanese one.
You
Yeah,
don't?
this cover's great.
Yeah.
Do you
both-
really
did
not
I-
have the Japanese one, Sam?
I
Yeah,
have
did I
the-
send you
I have
both
the
your
exact same
copies?
one that came out on DVD at the same time because I had already moved on to DVD like a jerk. Really bad though. This is like one of the most pixelated DVDs I have. So
Is that a Region 2? What is that?
it is Region 2, yeah. And it was
Oh,
back when they
yeah.
were like, we're gonna put these in CD cases instead of
Yeah.
like-
I went through a
whereas-
big phase when I was leaving Japan. I just bought a ton of them. I
Yeah.
think they're cool.
yeah, I've got this in like Leon, the Professional, and some other stuff like that. But
Don't
Yeah.
don't tell me stuff like that, Sam. You're gonna
The,
get a box.
the US one's
Yeah.
really rotted. So like it's
well,
not-
except
Mine
when
is
you get
100% watchable.
mine's completely
Perfect.
rot free. Yeah.
Mine
There-
too.
but that was the second pressing, right? Is yours the
Yeah, well, see,
repressing?
that's the thing.
The
Maybe Vinny can tell us something about Polygram would like relicense and re-release their stuff like every other day, it seemed. Because if you look in LDDB, it's like it was reissued in a better version, or it was reissued because they got bought out or something. And yeah, so there's different
They,
pressings.
they did like to tinker. They did, they
Yeah.
gave us those jewel case DVD abomination.
point,
That was
yeah.
theirs. Yeah.
So yeah, there are really nice referee copies. So and come on, that cover.
Did I send you
man.
that? Did I send you both your raw free copies?
Yeah,
Yes.
you gave me.
Sam?
Yeah, you gave me
Sam?
this. Yeah.
That was the first disc you ever sent me. Was
Yeah, and I hadn't seen it, mind you, when I sent it, obviously, because I do like it. And then, but lucky you sent one right back, so I got the Japanese. I was noticing I'd never noticed the back before. It tells you where the subtitles are.
Ah,
Nice.
Yeah.
And of course, I also had Estrada Perdida from Portugal, and then Lost Highway von
Wasn't
David
this hard to
Lynch from
find,
Germany.
too? When this came out originally, it was hard to find, right?
Yeah, I bought the Japanese and it was super pixelated. So then I was like, I'll buy the Portuguese one, which is in PAL, but it's a little bit better. But the sound wasn't good. So then you get the German version, which looks great and the sound is great. But if you play it on some players, the audio sync is off. So, but yeah.
Isn't
there decent extras
or stuff like that in the German one?
There's no sound issues with the LaserDisc. I want to point that out, Sam.
Yeah, good point. Oh, I forgot to mention too, the Korean Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me is sick. It's got who's got Pretty as a Picture on LaserDisc? Does anybody?
Wait, was that on LaserDisc?
It is. I'm pretty sure there's the LaserDisc of Pretty as a Picture, which is on this 2-disc DVD of Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
What was your third? Cover. What was your third Lost Highway? You had 3.
Oh, it's in Hong Kong.
HK.
Yeah, let's see that.
The terrible cover.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild looking though.
I thought it was Frankenstein.
Is that
I know. Look at that.
Still on the HK one?
I'm sorry.
Is it 2 discs?
Yes, 2 discs.
Cool.
Nice.
No gatefold.
Got to get the soundtrack too.
Yes, soundtrack's cool.
Dude, man, Trent Reznor
Acid
putting
jazz
this together.
like...
Yeah, I know, man. Talk about chunks of plastic. He's jamming on that saxophone.
I loved that.
Had Reznor done a lot at that point?
A little bit of working with Natural Born Killers was kind of the thing, and it's great on the one of those. I think it's the German, or no, maybe it's the Portuguese DVD. Has a making of, and you can see it's just all just Lynch filming, and there's no narration or anything. And he was jamming tracks from Nine Inch Nails Broken, like loud on the set. Like when Balthazar Getty was like cruising into the bowling alley, there's just like Nine Inch Nails ripping on the soundtrack. It's awesome. So good. And like just the whole that weirdness thing, like it shows you how Lynch will just take happy accidents. Like it was raining outside of that kind of like car hop that all the characters are hanging out in. And they're like, well, we've all these other shots we're going to do. Like, what are we going to do? And he's like, there's some guys, we'll make them dance around with hoses and it'll explain why the ground is wet. So when he rolls in, there's these guys like playing with hoses in the background. You think it's just,
I'm picturing Lynch. Zoolander.
Yeah. You're like, it's just Lynch being weird, but it's really just him trying to solve a problem. Yeah. To explain why the ground is wet in the other scenes.
This was a first viewing for me.
Was it?
Okay.
Oh, this week? Oh, awesome.
That was friggin' so because it was longer, and normally, I mean, if it was normal circumstances, I would have had it in my LDW one. I would have sat in one sitting and watched it. But I was in this room. I have my DVL 909, and I watched it over 3 days,
location.
Which felt really wild. Even more wild than I'm like pressing last memo, and I'm just like, but like, do I remember? Like, like this is like, it was wild. I loved it though. I loved it. The whole vibe. I also kind of was like looking at that, not the Bill Pullman character, but the second
Balthazar Getty's younger character.
I was like, is that's just like a sub for like Charlie Sheen because they couldn't get Charlie Sheen? That's what I was thinking the whole time. Because he just like kept looking like him to me, but
fake Charlie.
Fake Charlie Sheen. But like just overall, like Patricia Arquette, like incredible.
Crushing.
Like incredible.
She's great.
And the Robert Blake Pullman scene at the bar is not only possibly the best Lynch scene ever, it's one of my top 5 cinema scenes of all time.
Just the fact that he got Robert Blake to play that, like, who would have even thought?
Right.
I mean, it was amazing. Like,
he
he
shares
off your eyebrows.
And those documentaries, Blake was loving it too. He's like, I'm playing all these piece of shit disposable TV things. I got to play another fucking cop. He's like, I got to be an artist, and he's like all psyched about it. Great.
I got to be pure evil. It's great.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill my wife.
It's what guys like Lynch and Tarantino and PTA can do. Like, no one would have thought to cast Burt Reynolds in a movie, or Travolta at that time, or Robert Forster. So to just be like, call Robert Blake, it's crazy. and how terrifying he was reminds me. In fact, we haven't talked about this, but Lynch is basically making horror movies. Like these are horror movies in a sense. And if you don't like the genre or don't watch a lot of horror, it could be off-putting for people. But if you put a horror filter on a lot of this, they are, they're scary movies or can be
big time. Yeah,
this one especially.
Yeah.
Just that scene. I'm in your house. Call me.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what?
And the bit when he like laughs at the party and on the phone in his house, and the sound just kind of comes. Oh, so creepy.
Right.
How did you
Now,
do that?
does it make
Ask
any
me.
sense?
Ask
Probably
me.
not.
Ask
But
me.
so what?
Hand me, give my phone back to me or whatever. And I mean, the Robert Loggia scene, on the Mulholland Drive there when he takes over the tailgater. I turn into that guy every time I want someone to get a copy of Video Essentials, and I want you to study that motherfucker, and I want to calibrate your TV. It's one of my all-time favorite films, cinema moments.
Isn't there? There's a story behind Robert Loggia being in that movie. Like didn't he try out for something else before?
Yeah, I think it was Blue Velvet, and he got pissed off. Like they were making him wait too long, and he
I could see that.
he just went off and he went crazy in the scene, and he just lost control, and he's like, all right, I'm done. And then he was chatting with somebody else. It might have been like Dean Stockwell or someone that he was buddies with, and he was like, oh, David's making a new picture, and he's like, oh, well, there's no way I'm gonna get in it. And him freaking out had settled in David Lynch's mind, and he's like, oh, I want to have you play a psycho. Because
I'd like to take
Go ahead.
I want to take this opportunity to mention the best commercial I've ever seen in my life, and I tell this to people every few years. There was a Tropicana ad with Robert Loggia in it. This kid won't drink his orange juice, and he won't listen to his parents. And the parent says to the kid, who would you trust? Who would you listen to? And he goes, I don't know, Robert Loggia. Loggia just walks through the door and goes, here, kid, drink this. It's the most bizarre, amazing commercial I've ever seen. And it's like, I can't believe it exists, but go to YouTube. It's there. It's fun.
Oh my
and
God,
he's that guy.
Robert
just like,
Loggia.
Yeah. I guess Scarface cemented that for him. Like just
Well, he's on Celebrity Wine.
so
Guide,
unique.
so.
Nice.
Oh,
yes.
that's right. Nice callback.
Like Frank, I love that. It's Frank. It's just that's what I look at. I hear freaking his name being Frank every time I see him.
Man.
So I
Yeah.
was like, Frank the whole time that I was watching it. I love it.
What's the brow think about The Lost Highway?
So recently I tried watching, I want to talk about this for a second, Wild Palms.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some
did
Wild
not get-
Palms.
Did not get very far at all.
Oh, I love that.
I felt like it was trying to be like Lynch, but like without any of the Lynch stuff, it just fell flat for me. It was
Yeah,
very.
I don't even think it was promoted as Lynchian by everybody
Yes.
except the filmmakers, the writers. It's like nobody was
Correct.
trying for Lynch except for ABC.
Right.
And-
Just in marketing, right?
and the media. Yeah. And it's really like, you should not be like, I wouldn't recommend Wild Palms for someone that likes Twin Peaks, because it's really, they're not the same animal. One's a rhino and one's I don't know what.
A rhino.
Yeah.
I like it. But it was
One's a white
interesting
horse and
because-
one's a rhino. Yeah.
because Lynch took a lot of those actors from there. He took Robert Loggia, he took Ernie Hudson, in
Belushi.
The Return, and then he got Belushi.
James Belushi,
It's like,
yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna try to make something like me? Fuck you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get him, and I'm gonna do it right.
I do love Wild Palms, though. It's really good, like cyberpunky kind of stuff. I recommend some. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of people hate it, but I fucking love it. Got the, who put it out recently?
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray, right?
That Blu-ray came out not too long ago. Yeah. And
You
there's
get the LDs.
I had them, but they were warped, and it was before I had the flattener. So I don't know. I threw them out or something like that. But don't tell anybody.
Another thing about Lost Highway is Richard Pryor's in there for which
Arnie. Yeah.
yeah, and he has the line. That line is so weird, and it's almost like the bones of a joke that Richard Pryor might say,
Mhm.
but it makes
Right.
no sense. Like it just
I love
but
it.
I was reading like people were upset that he was in it. They were saying like, why would David Lynch is only using him because he's weird because he had MS at the time. But when I saw it, I was like so happy to see Richard Pryor again. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I wish I could have seen more of him in
Yeah.
it.
Dude. And again, just like visually, like that was really when he was getting into a lot more like art and photography and making furniture. So that house that Bill Pullman has is just like a
Amazing.
David Lynch. Like every scene is just like something you could hang on your wall.
That reminds me of a question I wanted to ask all you guys. I know my answer because it comes from this movie, but if you could have one prop from a Lynch movie put on your wall or put on your mantle.
Oh, okay.
So for me, it's Blake's camera. I want that video.
Ooh, damn.
This is the
It
weirdest
looks completely
thing.
fake or made just cobbled together. But yeah, that's what made me think of it.
After watching Fire Walk with Me this week, I actually looked up, when the lady says this would look great on your wall, that picture.
Oh, right. The print.
They do. You can find that on Etsy pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the other
that's
thing
cool.
would be the ring. Don't take the ring.
Oh,
Yeah, I almost bought a replica of that from someone at some point. That would probably be a good one. Yeah. I mean, don't take it.
Yeah, of course. Don't touch that thing.
I might take the ear second. My second choice, without the ants and everything in it, just like the original prop ear.
Yeah, sure. I want a Fremen still suit with catch pockets and the little streaky straw.
Oh, I was thinking about a great Halloween character would be Dennis Hopper as the well-dressed man, like with the mustache from Blue Velvet. Just
Nice. Yeah, we need to do more Lynch cosplay.
It's got to be the jacket.
Yeah.
Nick Cage jacket.
Of course.
Come
Dude,
on.
yeah. Oh, yeah. The jacket.
It's so over the top. Like,
He shows up at a metal show.
Yeah.
I want you to apologize to the lady. Sure.
I love that the band just starts playing the Elvis song.
Yeah, they're like,
it's
okay,
nothing.
yeah. They give him
you
the
know
mic and
this one.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
totally. This is in our repertoire.
Oh, man. But yeah, the metal, I forgot. Lost Highway had the Rammstein in there, too.
Oh, so dope.
So
And it had Marilyn Manson in it, music
In the porn movie.
In the porn movie, I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, that was a little odd watching it now. Like,
I know.
Yeah,
like,
for
watching
sure.
it this week, I'm like, ooh.
Twiggy and Manson in there. Yeah. A little weird. All
Do you
right.
care? Like for me, I saw this late, so I sort of surrendered to the fact that probably not going to make sense. It's they're not going to be able to explain to me in a way that makes any sense how these are the same people or whatnot. So I wasn't too hyper focused on tracking the mystery of it and just sort of enjoying the
That's
tales.
Pretty
I
much
think
the
you
best
can.
way to approach
It's
it.
okay.
Yeah.
I saw this on cable, like the year after it came out on a cable channel. Didn't know anything about it, and I was like 17 at the time, perfect age for this. Warped my fragile little mind. I just loved it. It was sort of like the one that, oh my god, it opened my eyes to. It's same as you mentioned the other things. Open your eyes to art house films. Was one of those that brought it wide open. I just love this. I taped it on VHS and watched it over and over again. And then I never really got it on DVD. So because it was like, one copy had this, one copy had like contrast boosting, and one copy had
There was a problem with everything. Yeah.
So my wife, I was watching it, and my wife came in and said, "Oh, have I told you my Lost Highway story?" I'm like, "No, I would love to hear this story." And she said, "Oh, when I was in, college, I hope she, whatever." She said, "When I was in college, we took a lot of acid, and we watched this like 5 times in a row. We just dropped acid and just,
Damn.
Wow.
does it make sense? Nope, let's do it again."
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have to do drugs if I just watch a Lynch movie and I'm good. I know what it feels like.
I don't want to take drugs. Yeah, while watching a Lynch movie.
All right. So out of all these LaserDiscs that we've had so far,
You're forgetting the next one.
What?
1999's Straight Story.
Get out of here with that shit.
AC,
Late release flags.
Well, now wait a minute. Disney had 3 movies come out in '99. There was My Favorite Martian.
Sure.
There was Inspector Gadget, and there was this AC3.
Of course, yeah, that's a thing.
It's got that ugly Chicago
one stop. I hate those things.
Falling apart on me, but yeah.
I'll buy it for like
greatest.
how about $500? You want to sell it?
I got a Prince of Tides for you if you want it.
$750.
Yeah.
Prince of Tides money right here.
900.
All
What,
right.
Good disc
Seth's
set.
got it. Yep.
What's the story? Come on, what's the story?
Yeah, what's
It
going on?
has the story is I was so excited for this week that I took my usual fake lasers and went a step further and actually had it printed.
Looks
Sent
pretty
my
nice. I'd
son
buy
out in the
that.
snow to pick it up from the printer today, and I glued it to an old Republic Pictures serial.
I got the tiny one.
Stallion on the back. Yeah. I love this movie. This is
Yes.
from the magical
Great film,
year,
yeah.
1999, the best movie year ever, and David Lynch makes a G-rated Disney movie in '99 when, Magnolia has been made and Existence and all these crazy movies, and he goes out and makes this. It's amazing.
Had you have done the backup, like you would have blown every person's mind.
I didn't want to go. I literally put it together right before we came. I put the case in, I stepped on it a little bit, and put a disc in there. But
yeah, like we wouldn't have been able to tell that it was fake until you showed us.
Great.
Yeah, it's good quality.
Yeah. Where's your Mulholland Drive and Inland Empire LDs?
Well, I like Lynch, but I haven't gotten as far as watching Inland Empire. But
you haven't seen it yet? Yeah. All right.
No, I've got Mulholland, of course. And this one I really want to watch again because I did not love it at first view. So now I'm excited to give it another shot.
I think somebody on LDF said, Lost Highway is Mulholland Drive is Lost Highway Part 2. And now that I kind of dug into what Lost Highway really is, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that.
It's got a similar vibe.
Movie. Makes sense. Yeah.
I love this one, which is a really horrible looking copy of the TV pilot. I'd like the TV pilot is like an 11 for me. And the movie is like a 7.5, 8, maybe.
Is it? It's not on the Criterion?
No, because David Lynch has totally disowned this, so he's kind of pretending it doesn't exist. So the Criterion, just kind of can be got it exists. So yeah,
I really love that.
I just want to keep holding this. I wish this was real.
And I got this.
No joke. It looked like.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you guys
I've never seen this? Like I
zoom camera
on the
zoom
LDV
helps.
real quick. I'm like, wait, no, he's.
It was so close though to being. I mean, it could have come out that year.
It could have been like. And the mock-up is like perfect for the time.
Well, this is exact. Yeah. So I took the My Favorite Martian or Inspector Gadget header.
Nice.
And no, this is My Favorite Martian footer. Inspector Gadget changed the color, and I had to move this around.
Yeah, but no.
Have you guys seen this? Has everyone seen it?
No.
I didn't even know it existed.
Disney Plus. Fire it up with the kids.
It's his most accessible film next to
It's a true story about this guy who drives. He has to get probably 2,000 or 3,000 miles to see his dying brother.
Harry Dean Stanton.
He hasn't seen in a long time, right?
Yeah. The only way to get there is on his tractor. He rides a John Deere tractor.
Yeah, it's like Forrest Gump as an old man on a tractor.
I read the synopsis and I'm like, so he got weirder somehow, but for Disney.
No, it's really.
You're watching it and you're like, oh yeah, of course, it feels like a Lynch movie. It's just G-rated.
Wow.
That's great, and it has a beginning, middle, and end. Peter would love it because it's got a beginning, middle, and end.
And make me a Twin Peaks box set while you're at it, Vinny, because I need this.
Oh yeah,
return LaserDisc.
Nice.
There's a lot of cool stuff in the straight story. So one thing that Lynch does a lot in his movies, he films the lines on a highway going really fast.
Yes.
The yellow lines, and he does that in this film too. But it's a guy driving on a John Deere tractor. So it's it's like an in joke. It's like those go very. They're like in the intro of Lost Highway, and they're in Blue Velvet too, and stuff like that. And also, he has one of these quirky old men. I need a grabber. What do you want to do with a grabber? Grab things.
Grab things.
That's my good grabber. It's going to take me 3 weeks. Sort of these quirky old men he has in Twin Peaks.
He is a quirky old man, so he writes well for them.
Yep.
Well, his own character in Twin Peaks is pretty much incredible too.
Gordon
every
Cole.
time.
Cole. That's another prop. I don't even know. It must be real. I wanted to look that up. The
his little box there.
Yeah. To make that I'm sure exists. We got to find that.
I think the Straight Story in Nebraska would be a good pairing of two movies.
Yes.
Yeah, good call.
Both those movies. Nebraska's so good. Black and white. Don't watch the one they put out in color. One of the streamers put it out in color.
I want to see that one.
I have a friend, an old man that has sort of like a home theater, and he does like screenings for older people that his friends.
How old are we talking about there, Sweden?
He's 65, 67.
That's not old, right, Benny?
Okay. No.
So and the people are pushing 70 and stuff like that. They are like art people that used to work on the local opera and.
Okay.
So, and I suggested this film to him, and I went there and we did a screening for these, older elderly people, and they just loved it. It was so great so I was like curating he has like 8 seats in his home theater. So I curated a film and I picked the Straight Story, and everybody was like, sitting there crying and loving it.
Nice.
Did you feel like John Cusack showing Cocoon to his girlfriend's?
It's about old people enjoy Cocoon.
Yeah.
The only Lynch I think I screened was I did the shorts at a coffee house festival one time.
Oh.
So that went over pretty well.
Oh.
The kids liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a memento once for my special education cohort in
Nice.
college. Yeah, which whatever. I did fine.
Wow. Nice.
All right, so-
I used to screen things all the time, but now
Yeah.
no one comes down here but me. Sad.
Womp womp.
One day we'll reopen.
All right. So what's going to win in the throwdown of all these things? What's your absolute favorite Lynch and or favorite Lynch LD?
Blue Velvet's the best movie. Twin Peaks is the best.
Mhm.
Whatever you want to call it, its own entity.
Universe.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm Lost Highway. Lost Highway, it means a lot to me. And if we can pick films that are outside LaserDisc, I would say Straight Story.
All right. Nice. What about Ryan? What do you got?
It's Wild at Heart. Nick Cage is.
Oh yeah, Nick Cage. Sorry.
Oh, no. Sure.
What about Max?
Man, I'm torn. I mean, obviously Twin Peaks is like my whole entire entry into David Lynch, but Wild at Heart is like incredible, and I love. So that's a toss up there.
All right. What do you got,
I think
Luke?
I already said it. Eraserhead and
Eraserhead.
Walk with Me. Yeah, they're my favorite.
And yeah, I mean, Twin Peaks is my heart. It's where it is. But Lost Highway is my absolute favorite David Lynch film, like by like a mile. Like
Really?
I love that film in my DNA. I got Seth's back, but he left me, so now I have forsaken him. So get out of here, Seth.
He may actually go pick up a LaserDisc and bring it.
He might.
Yeah, I
pass
hope he
out.
does. What do you got?
I brought something else for later, so.
You missed me. I had your back. I voted for Lost Highway.
I heard you.
Oh, okay,
Still in
good.
the room.
All right. We should probably talk about some LaserDiscs, huh?
Haven't been
Other
doing that?
ones?
Yeah, I mean, we could probably fit in some pickups and stuff, right?
I got some decent stuff.
All right, let's do it.
All my recent spins were pretty much all Lynch too.
Yeah, I
same
mean,
here.
we can just kind of,
Yeah.
if
can
there's
talk
something
about
you
it.
saw that wasn't Lynch, you can talk about it. But yeah, all right, what did I get? I'll do this quick. I got another sealed elite, Baron Blood and Lisa and the Devil, which is funny. I always assumed this was just like art, but it's actually just a photo of a real movie theater. That they just kind of like photoshopped the posters on there.
That's cool.
Cool. Not a gatefold, unfortunately, but and it did suffer a little bit of the shrink wrap kind of warped it a little bit. I mean, the discs are fine, but the jacket's a little warped. Then had to get more HK stuff. Again, they split the movie into two parts to milk the rental, but one of my favorite Jet Li movies, New Legend of Shaolin. It's got a little bit of Lone Wolf and Cub in there too, because he's got this little kid that he brings along with him that ends up, kicking just as much ass as Jet Li does. And of course, there's parts 1 and 2. A lot of stuff going in there. And it's also got like a little bit of like a water world thing where instead of just like one kid with a map on her back, it's got like a whole bunch of kids with like the map split up on tattoos amongst multiple backs.
Whoa,
Kind of leads you to the Shaolin Temple.
that's wild.
Also got some Beavis and Butthead. Thanks to Max hooking me up. The Essential Collection, which is just 2 of the VHS tapes just kind of slapped onto LaserDisc. Sadly, it's DADC USA, so it's got a mild amount of speckling on there, but it's still totally watchable. And I had to get the widescreen Beavis and Butthead to America with the Stealth AC3, which is not mentioned anywhere on the jacket. So this goes nicely next to my open matte version. So
I rewatched some Beavis and Butthead recently, and I was surprised at how funny it is. Like, it's still just pretty funny as an adult.
it's a trip watching the first episode too, because their voices are so different. Like the kind of register is changed between the first and second episode, and it's great stuff.
I think the best was like when they came back, like, what was it, like 2010 or 2011?
Those were great.
They really knew what they had, so they just leaned into it and wrote like really good episodes.
What do you get, Ryan?
I got a few things. You want me to go through a bunch or just?
Just hit the popular kind of.
All right, let me get it together here.
Yeah, we'll do the Reader's Digest version. Right?
All right, let me skip some things. Okay, so got King of the Kickboxers here.
Oh wow.
Billy
Yeah.
Blanks. This is a US release that I had to get from Indonesia. Like I couldn't find a US release in the US. So
Wow.
Which one
Yeah.
is king, Billy or the other guy?
A Billy.
I'm gonna have to find out yet. I haven't found out.
It better be Billy.
It better be Billy.
I mean, let's be honest. Come on. This I haven't
Dude.
done this off, but I need to watch this for maybe
Ooh.
some.
Spencer's
homework.
freaking out right now.
Yeah.
Cursing.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Vinny. The seller just didn't know how to ship anything, but the price was so good it didn't matter. So
Damn.
What did I do for that?
you had posted that link,
Oh, did I?
and
Okay.
I snagged it before Spencer got it, so I spent it
Oh,
into my
right.
AC3. Number 5.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Cool
Oh,
cover.
Great cover.
Nice.
And then couple more.
All right.
Promise.
Oh, that's all.
Damn.
Wow.
I needed to get some more shark. And
Sure. Yeah.
Flexing.
I know. Are there any late releases you don't have yet? That's
and then
That
I
doesn't
sent
have
Sam
that doesn't have straight story.
this for homework. Yeah, there are a couple of late releases, but I finally
oh yeah.
put this together. So I'm gonna tell a quick story. Do not buy these separately. Just don't. Like,
No danger of that.
yeah. Well, obviously. But if you decide you want Voyager, don't be like, oh, I'll get like the first or like, 8 of the. I think there's 10 of
Because
them.
you'll never you'll always have a hole in them, right?
You'll always be
Mm.
trying to find the last one. So I got
Yeah.
all of them but this one, which is 4th season, volume 1. They all look fantastic. They're just beautiful.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it. And there's some guy on LDDB that has it for $150. I'm like, no, it's Star Trek Voyager. I've seen all the episodes. I watched most of them as they aired. Like that was like one of the first series after X-Files that I like tried to watch, figuring I was a teenager when it was coming out. So, but I could not find it. Had all the rest lined up, and finally it just popped up. It was $7, but it was super dirt cheap. It costs more to ship it here than it is, but like find them all together because there was auction after auction. I want to say like 3 or 4 times I watched the entire series go, and I'm like, I'm not buying the entire series for one. So just wait for them all together because somebody has them, and it doesn't matter if they have the obies or not. But Sam, you can show the like full spine completion that I sent you.
I'll hit everybody with the big.
And I lucked out every time I picked them up. There was a couple I wasn't sure. They all came with the obi, and that was just a miracle. Literally a miracle.
Wow.
All right,
Damn.
a couple more. Swear.
That's what you said the last time.
Yeah. So after our podcast,
Ooh.
I had
Oh, yeah.
to because I snagged the last affordable copy, and now it's gotten dumb. So I'm sorry to anyone who watches. Just be patient; it'll come back up.
How thick is that box? Is that like Jaws?
It's thick. It's
Yeah.
pretty beefy.
It's baby
damn.
Jaws
Oh, yeah.
thick.
Wow.
Baby Jaws. Yeah.
So
Okay.
now I can experience the correct way.
All right.
A little bit of homework items, maybe. I don't
Sick.
know. See?
Oh,
Nice.
they're both on one?
Yes, it's like a
Wow.
1998 Japanese box, and they're both on one.
Yeah, widescreen.
Cool.
That's badass.
And then
Separate American.
I'm showing these off because I really need the space because I have a
Oh,
box.
look at this guy.
There's the Cowboy Bebop with the box. The box is a little
Hmm.
rough, but
The
it's
box is
pretty
almost
beautiful.
always a little rough. I don't know. Sean's is pretty
but
beat up
the
too.
the jackets are inside are perfect, so
Wow.
can't complain. And
That's
then
awesome.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
the alien box. I got a bunch of
That's-
box sets I had picked up,
Were
and they
they?
all like shipped together, and it almost broke my back because it was 48
Mhm.
kilograms. But nice AC3 box.
I was gonna say that's got AC3. All right.
And then finally, got this. So it's like, oh, there's a nondescript box. That's cool. Oh wait, it's not nondescript. It's actually branded. Let me get it right side up here.
Oh yeah.
That is Transformers
Transformer.
2010 branded box.
Damn.
So
Whoa.
inside is some foam, because why wouldn't there be foam?
Collectible.
Collectible. I mean, it's got the foam, so it's complete. And it's the full Transformers box. So,
Damn.
and the cool thing is I had this, which is rare as hen's teeth already, but mine didn't have the CD, and of course this did. So I upgraded the box and the CD. And
Wow.
this is when people ask like, what was your grail? Like, this is the one right here for me. So it's got the
Nice.
full movie on it. It's just, I've never seen I've gotten two. They're the only two I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone post it, anyone else talk about it. Like somebody's got some blurb on LDDB. That's it. There's not like copies ever for sale. It's super, super rare. But
Great. Well,
and the movie quality.
Enjoy your retirement.
Yeah.
Enjoy your retirement now that
That's why I do this. I figure eventually I'll watch LaserDiscs every day. Oh wait,
Does it have Orson Welles in it?
Of course.
All right, good. Then I'll watch it.
Yeah. This is legit. And then the rest is in Japanese, of course. But the movie's in CAV.
Okay.
It's got digital and analog tracks and mono on each. So the US is mono, the Japanese is mono. English, Japanese, digital and analog. And they're really strong though, because that was one of the issues with the Hill Crane release is the audio track was really bad on one track. And then they fixed it on the Pioneer release, but the picture sucked. Well, this is the Hill Crane transfer. So yeah. So that's it. That's all I got.
That's all. Yeah. What's Max got?
Okay. Starting off with some Tracy.
Yes.
Shoot. Oh, Tracy. Nice.
Oh,
Who's that killer? That's pretty intense stare
I
there.
think this is kind of a rock and roll vibe to it. I haven't
Nice.
seen it yet, but I've heard good things. Love Tracy.
That looks fun.
I got Secrets in the Attic.
Ooh.
Kind of a weird like Dollhouse kids movie. No,
Yeah.
no clue. Just kind of looked interesting. It's sealed.
Is that the movie where they have sex with each other? Is that the one?
It's kids.
Isn't that Flowers in the Attic?
Okay.
That's Flowers.
Wrong attic.
This is different.
My bad.
This is a different
Okay.
secret.
This attic's cool, man. There's no
Okay.
kids
There's
sex in
secrets
this.
in this one, not fluff.
Oh, sorry.
Those could have been secrets too. But
Playful secrets.
yes.
Oh, nice.
This was a Ryan heads up, and I had to have this. Another kind of freaking cool vibe to it. Have not seen it at all.
I haven't seen it either. I remember it. Is it sort of a poor man's Videodrome or smart man's Videodrome? I don't know.
Wow.
That's what I always assumed it was.
Hilarious 50s sci-fi flick. I'm thinking this is kind of going to have maybe a more like a Pleasantville vibe because they
Yeah.
go into
Okay. Oh, they go in.
That's-
Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I
Yeah.
don't know. No clue on that.
Babs. Damn.
Good. I saw it in the
I've
theater.
never seen that cover.
I've
I-
never seen that ever.
Black African princesses. What's the S again?
Just
Black American princesses.
Princesses.
This is
Oh.
yeah.
Saw
What
it
year
in
is
the
that?
Yeah,
theater.
the S is weird.
Is this
that
like a
late?
late? It's 97.
All right. It's on the
Late-ish.
cusp. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's a movie.
Oh,
Wait. Don't
Don't
be
be-
digital.
All right, here comes. This is from Ryan.
Ah.
Yes.
it's been 6 months time.
If you
That's great
haven't seen
tagline.
that movie and you already have dental like concerns or
I
fears,
don't.
do not watch it.
Okay.
No, it's
That's-
a marathon, man.
it's really
Get through
good.
That's
that.
an audience warning.
Is it safe?
We don't know if it's safe.
Yeah.
It's
what
from the
the
creators of
nitrous is for.
Reanimator.
All right.
Now
that's
this
good.
one I'm ecstatic about.
Oh no.
Rainbow Complete Here I Come. Okay.
Ooh,
Ann Bird's Cookery.
video.
This
disc,
time
of course.
we got lesson 1 is quiches, and I love me some quiches.
Damn. You gotta share with
So-
the pack.
Yes.
How many
Sometimes
are in the
quiches.
rainbow collection?
I'm still trying to figure that out fully because this is unfortunately this is Rotter Central anything because this is from DiscoVision time.
Yeah.
So I mean my karate. It's
Well, that's, you're buying those for the covers.
What's the
Well,
route?
no, I want.
I
the
mean, I would
content.
anyway. Oh, you want
I
to?
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned a lot about the stock market
That's
and
true.
financial information. Okay.
Yeah.
I also know
did
how
you
to
do
bowl like a
GameStop?
champion. So
And how to
Yeah.
drink wine or at least
Yeah.
not put ice cubes in it or whatever.
this has Chinese cooking, omelets, crepes, and quiches. All fabulous dishes here.
Nice.
And this one, this is a Vinny heads up.
Ooh, yeah,
my
that's cool.
No.
This is my very excited one about this. So it had this sheet
Is
in
that
the front.
Velcro?
Yeah.
No, it's just a suction, like
Oh,
show
okay,
it.
yeah, like the
That's in the
rental
front.
clam
Because it's going to be
shells.
very odd to look at. See.
Oh
what-
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So the disc is freaking crazy looking, right?
Yeah, that's
Oh
trippy.
yeah. Look
See
at that.
that? And then when you pull it out,
Ah.
Wow.
It's just
Recorded.
like an-
RLV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Oh.
it's like it was.
That's
It's
really
like
cool.
special effects. It's called Alive.
Huh.
This is what came with it.
Dinosaurs.
I mean, dinosaurs. I'm sold. So
It looks like a kid made that flyer. It just
I
shoved
feel
it
like
in.
I made this flyer in literal like
Oh my
computer
God.
class in elementary school. 100%.
I'm curious what's on there.
I know. I'm just like I'm really looking forward to this. The disc is just like this, like the pits. Like you can see the pits,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
which is fascinating. And then the fact that it's just this beautiful, reddish magenta, pinky red color on the other side.
Yeah, was
and
that for
then-
like a museum show, like installation or
Yeah,
something? or-
I'm really not sure. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess maybe this is like for some sort of like a tram or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
you'll
what I'm
go
thinking.
through
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like some sort of like museum vibe or
Yeah.
just like natural history kind of thing. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Report back.
I'm really definitely excited about this. Definitely gonna report back. And then
Score.
this is my only non-Lynch watch because repping Valentine's Day that we had it already.
Nice. Excellent.
That's all my goodies.
Cool.
Who's up next? Is that Luke?
What?
So
Ready, Luke?
What?
What do you
I'm
pick
ready.
up? Anything?
We doing pickups or watches or both?
Pickups.
Pickups.
Yeah, we're just doing
Pickups.
pickups. Yeah, we could do.
Well, we're
watches.
assuming you didn't watch
Okay.
anything, but if you did,
Yeah,
I did.
I got like
Maybe
one.
non-Lynch anyway.
Yeah.
I got a few.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not pick up much. I just got back. But I posted this the other day. I just went to a thrift store and found a lone disc. I'm not used to finding discs at thrift stores. Yeah, I have no idea. It's the good
No,
mother.
it's good.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah, Leonard
That's
Nimoy
good on the
directed
cover.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's been 2 Leonard Nimoy movies in my life this last week, and I thought it was funny. I'll talk about the other one in a little bit. So these other 2, somebody posted them for sale, and I was like, oh, I've never seen that before. And I found the one he posted, and I also found another one. These are Wim Wenders documentaries he did.
Oh, okay, cool.
They are super. This is the one he did with Nicholas Ray, like right before he died. This is not your typical documentary at all. It's like they're making a movie, so they show part of the movie and then they cut to like behind the scenes of the movie. I did not get very far, but
Okay.
I got that one, and then I also got The State of Things, another one in the series there. And it's interesting because Jarmusch he worked with Nicholas Ray, so I think he's in it for a second, like you see him. And I was like, oh, I got to get that. And the other one I already talked about, which is the race. I got this morning. The laser.
Oh, cool.
That's it. That's all I got. Who's next? I do have some spins.
Me, just 2 actually this week.
All right. Ooh,
AC3.
agree.
Yeah. We're getting up to the point where I want to show this to my kids, so might as well run it in AC3.
Of course.
I guess I can get rid of my other one.
Yeah,
Do I
I
need
mean,
the other one? I don't know.
not
Yeah,
really.
Unless I find the DTS.
Yeah, because that's got the PCM tracks on it too. So
Yeah, whatever that
best of
means.
both worlds. Yeah.
And speaking of AC3, I mean, this is
Oh, you got the 2000.
Oh, it's microscopic
see
on there. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
ridiculous it is. Like stereo, digital sound, Dolby surround, Dolby
Yeah.
digital. It's like
It's
the
the
worst
same cover. They just put a
layout.
sticker. Like,
It's
No,
exactly
they're
the same. Yeah.
So weird. So yeah, I only have the Criterion box and like maybe a DVD. So cool. to
oh,
have
there's
this,
lots
and
more
it's cool.
versions. You need more versions.
So
Yeah, you
many
need to get the
versions.
MGM box. That's like my favorite. So
Is it? Is that
Yeah.
the 25th
I have
anniversary
it.
one?
I have it
Yeah.
for you.
yeah, get that.
What's on there? What is it that going to give me?
It's just got like
It's
the
not
best
on there.
transfer, the best everything, and it's got a little bit of a documentary.
Better
on there,
transfer
too.
than this, you say?
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. Good.
Spencer will tell you the same thing.
They told me about yesterday.
Yeah. All right. Who's
That's
up?
it. Yeah,
Seth?
that's the only 2.
Is it me?
Yeah.
All right. So I haven't bought much in a while, but I haven't been on for a while. So I'm gonna bring some stuff.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I saw something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw the other one like a
Hard-
while ago. The
Hardware.
I really liked it, and I think someone of you guys posted this, gave a tip up. Could be Chris, perhaps. But yeah, really great. Or
Is that about a vacuum cleaner?
Yes.
Yes.
In the
We're
desert.
not allowed to use vacuums in Sweden now, so due to the shortage of electricity. So I can only
Seth, you're saying that is Sweden like Texas then, or I'm trying to figure out what's
No.
going on here.
Well, it's like we are hydroelectric and we've shut down some of our nuclear power plants. Let's not talk environmental stuff, but we don't have that much power, so we need support from other EU countries that are.
I think we should talk environmental stuff.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
That are burning coal.
Very special episode.
We're already 2.5 hours in. No.
I want to talk about BTEX and methyl tertiary butyl ether and things like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Fracking? Can we talk about fracking? I don't know.
Maybe we can talk about fracking.
We're
if
going
you
to bring in a whole bunch of new viewers now.
Ooh, nice.
This
Nice.
Yeah.
Road Warrior. This is
Widescreen.
What is that
Yeah,
movie? I've never heard of that movie.
Yeah.
No, I think it's about it's like the way Australia is today, more or less.
It's like Sweden now.
It's an environmental film.
Yeah.
Sure.
And what else? Then I've been getting some westerns.
Oh,
I got like this one, and
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Once Upon a Time in the
Ooh,
West.
beautiful.
This is
Very
That's
nice.
Magnificent Seven and Return of the
in
Seven.
the return. Yeah.
And then I think I got this one too, which has
Oh, damn.
LDG.
Mm.
Nice.
And what else? I
You down with LDG?
Yeah, I'm going to show you some hardware stuff later that I bought. So,
Yeah, you know me.
Bullets.
Thanks, Max.
Oh,
Everyone else
wow.
left me hanging.
Ooh, wine
It's
screen.
bullet.
We all got it except for Seth.
Yeah.
It's
What
cool.
they would order.
The U.S. I don't think the U.S. bullet's widescreen.
No,
That's cool.
sadly. But it's open matte.
Oh,
Same.
So
So
if-
see more of the
So if
car.
you reframe it, if you zoom it to 16:9, it cuts everybody's heads off. So it's not.
Then a Chuck Norris movie, which is also Western. Geronimo.
Oh, nice.
They're also
That's Chuck Connors.
old.
Different Chuck.
Wrong Chuck, Seth.
What?
Chuck Connors.
I mean, Chuck Connors is also cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have dyslexia.
Was Chuck Norris ever in a Western? Cushing,
Ooh.
pointing at
Walker,
you.
Texas Ranger. Come on.
Yes, of course.
Beside the TV show.
But it was they made a
Movie on
laser
LD.
for it. They
I
had
was-
like
They
a
did.
TV movie. So
I was thinking of Charles Bronson, probably sort of. I mixed two badass old guys up. And another.
Yeah.
How many times do you need?
That's
to
the one
make
I
a
have.
system?
I don't know what
I
I
love it.
bought. I buy stuff from Japan and like I just get them in a box, and then it takes a month.
Right.
So I don't know what I got really. So I'll see which one I'm gonna keep.
You're gonna have 7 magnificent sevens.
Yes, so that's 7 times 7. Isn't that a drink? No. 7 and 7. Okay, some highbrow. I remember talking
Love
to
that.
Ginny about this.
Yeah,
There
I've
was
got
a
that one.
podcast About Polly Platt, who was married
Yeah.
to Bogdanovich before he cheated with what's her face?
Sybil
Yeah.
Shepherd.
Yes,
It's a great
Um,
movie.
haven't seen it, and I think
That reminds me. I gotta show my kids that. They'll
yeah,
love it.
yeah, you mentioned it's. I
It's
think
cool.
sealed. Yeah. I don't know if it's a good transfer or anything.
If they
Black
like
and white.
speed, they'll like Paper Moon.
They'll learn how to drive a bus and be
Yeah.
con artists.
Exactly.
And then I got the
Your
third in
qualities.
the
Ah, nice.
it's Poncho trilogy. So yes, I have the other two now. So I'm going to do a binge watch of those or something.
Excellent.
And as a bonus in one of the box, I got this.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see the next rental? It was Vicky's Tanning Salon.
Yeah,
What?
I'm familiar.
Made in Stamford, Connecticut, or at least marketed
Oh
in
my
Stamford,
God.
Connecticut.
Yes,
That's to Sweden via Illinois.
Yeah.
Love it.
I haven't seen this film. Have you seen it, Max? You got it for me on Christmas at one point.
I've seen it.
Call me out. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, and I should have, but you know,
Yeah.
it's quite corny. But it's I did test it. It was a bit speckly, and
Yeah, mine is too.
my analog connections weren't hooked up, so I couldn't hear the
That's
dialogue.
restaurant for you, though.
So I
I
posted
love
that.
it, Piper.
You pay
So-
for the rainbow.
Yeah, you pay for the rainbow with rot.
Yeah, you do.
So I posted a picture of that, and the Swedish guys or they just loved it. This is like the one Swedish animated movie, right? Or
I think it's the first Swedish full-length animated movie. No, wait, there is another one which is called "In the Head of an Old Man," made by the same
the
animator.
head of an
And
It sounds like a David Lynch short movie.
We call that being John Malkovich.
Yeah.
so it's a guy that he thinks about his past. Like he's like an actor. He's in makeup. He's a comic thing, and he like thinks about his past, about women, naked women. And I know Sam, you've seen the Carl Bertil Jonsson short.
Yes. The Christmas, especially,
Same animator that did Dunderklumpen and
seems very beloved. That guys really jumped on that.
Yeah, in fact, I owe a review from I don't know, somebody told me to do a review years and years ago, and I still haven't gotten around to doing it. But yeah, people loved that.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes, I think those were all my pickups. Yes, they were.
Is that everybody?
While you're spotlighted, what time is it in the morning for you right now?
It is 4:27.
Thank you.
You got to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
No, it's Saturday. We don't work Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
We'll try and wrap this up.
We don't work any day.
We're at 10:30 tops, and Seth's in the future.
Yeah.
7:30 here.
Yeah.
Did I? Yeah, I don't think I spun anything that I didn't show you guys already. Like I watched Beavis and Butthead, and I watched Beavis and Butthead, and I watched the new Legend of Shaolin again, and it was still just as awesome as it was back in the day when I used to watch it. But yeah, so that's it. I'm just gonna pass it on because I didn't watch it, and tons of Lynch, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about my hardware pickups. Should I show them now? Or
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sure.
So I got an R7G for my buddy Chris that got out of LaserDisc. I bought it for a pretty good price. Got an LDG decoder so that I can use with my X9. And this one has the ability, as opposed to the players that have built-in LDG, you can move the subtles upward. So if you're
Nice.
Zooming, you can use this. And the thing is with the LDG titles, 90% of them that have LDG also have closed captioning. So it's only a way to get it down at slightly higher resolution, which is quite low to begin with. Also got two of these guys, which I think Peter has these. So this is Extron,
Ooh, I need one of those.
This video switcher. I also got the same one with composite. These are.
Is that too?
You
Just
hook
a
up
switcher.
both players and it auto switches from.
Is that S-Video, right?
Yeah, those are S video.
Just S video. Okay.
So you hook up 4 R7Gs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I can play CAV films. I only have 2 at the moment, but I need to collect some more R7Gs.
How was it? How's your new one playing? Is it good?
Yeah, it plays good. I've only done tested once after it survived shipping, and
Nice.
any issues with it. And what else did I? Yes, I got these, and this is for a special reason, and some of you may know why. So I got a pair of Sony surround sound headphones.
Cool.
So Apple recently came out with some headphones that have emulated surround, which is called Vinny, you know what it's called? Do you remember? I'm getting tired here.
Spatial audio?
Yeah, spatial audio, where they sort of simulate a 5.1 field in your head.
Really cool.
And it sounds really cool, especially the front stage of it. These ones you can get HDMI into a little decoder box and optical from your LaserDisc player, and you can get AC3 and DTS, and these do a really good job. Not as good on the front stage, but the rears sound really amazing. So they cost a bit. They're sort of out of print, but they sound good. For music, they sound like crap. But they have a nice little decoder box. If you hook that up in your chain, you don't need to put your amplifier on, so it becomes sort of like a switch in between. So
That's cool.
I might do a review of these. But Sony has been, for years, when I did research on this, they have been the kings of the surround headphones. And I remember a really old pair that used IR. So on the side here, they had like an IR blaster, sort of similar to how the Nintendo Wii worked. But these one are Wi-Fi based. So you can switch them to 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. But I did a test run with these on Star Trek 6 that has a really nice PCM 2.0 track. And it sounds really great. So I'm going to make use of these in the future when my wife sleeps or someone else sleeps in the house. So yes, those were my pickups. Oh yes, cool. And I got one of those eval boards. Have you heard about?
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, those are things.
Yeah,
that's a myth. That's an urban legend.
Yes, same as the Mad VR.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the game they played on Encinio Man? He drove that Mad VR game.
Mad VR was it was a crossover. It was a Fox show. It was a crossover of Mad TV and VR5. I don't know if you watched any of those shows in the 90s. Yeah, I had another software hardware thing quick too. It's not really a pickup, but when I was looking for magazines that Vinny was talking about Twin Peaks magazines, I happened to find some old stereo reviews, and in it is a report from the Winter Consumer Electronics from '96. And it has a Pioneer player that doesn't exist. It's the prototype of the first DVD LD combo. You probably can't say it. It's called the SCLD000, and it doesn't exist. It's kind of like an early DVL, basically.
Damn,
That's awesome.
dope.
Or does it and no one has one? There's
Right?
one out there.
There's a prototype.
Yeah. So
That face
they
on
showed it at the CES. So if you can get a copy of it, yeah. So
Wow.
Sounds
found
like
that.
we need a big bill.
I know
Yeah.
you can get one, and I don't have it too. I found there was one that had the Columbia House LaserDisc ad in it too, but and oh yeah, there it is. There you
Oh,
go.
let's see it. I love that. Oh,
3 for
amazing.
$1. And everybody always says
$1.
that they never had faces, and there you go. There's proof they
Oh,
had
they have faces.
they had faces because I got them.
I got my Fox. I got the Fox ones. 3
I
for
got those
$1, and then
too. I might have
they
joined
stopped
3 or
letting
4
you do it.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, under different names and addresses.
It's the
That's cool.
first 3 for $1 each and $1.75 each shipping, $8.25 total. And
But then how many did you have to buy at the end of the day?
let's see.
You have to-
Also,
One
some
a
of my
month or something,
first
right?
selection, and I'm adding. What is it? What's your obligation here?
I thought it was one a month.
Well, yeah, they had the ones that they would send you automatically, and then you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there was that thing.
Sending those back if you did.
Oh, you simply agree to buy 4 more LaserDiscs in the next 2 years at regular club
jeez.
prices, which wasn't a big
Seriously?
deal because
This
LaserDiscs
is
weren't
regular
really.
price.
Yeah, it's just regular MSRP, which I used to get at the
Yeah.
stores anyway. So it
30
was
bucks
really
or something.
no sweat off my back. Yeah, so it was actually a pretty good deal. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Nice.
Those are my pickups.
I was
Spinning.
reminded of I also got these.
Oh,
Dude, what do
I
you got
some
there?
Some paper biz. This
That
is
is
this
cool.
this has got LaserDisc right on the front. It's
Sick.
it's the
Is that a receiver?
the Grand Prix Awards.
Nice.
This is this has got LaserDisc on it. But so this has it's got a whole bit on just like VCRs and LaserDisc players, but the LaserDisc player is what I was most stoked about. But it's got the 97. Look at the price tag.
Yeah,
what
dude.
is it?
Oh yeah.
25.
2,500.
anybody-
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, anybody ever
I paid,
complaining?
I think I paid
There you go.
$250 for mine.
Yep. The 900 was like $1,200 or somewhere around there too.
Oh, yeah.
1,100.
But it goes through all these huge TVs, which just like are amazing. All the TVs
Yeah.
and things. And the VCRs are cool too, but obviously the LaserDisc player is what I got it for. And then this one, which is like I think it's Image Entertainment
Oh, cool.
new release issue.
Nice.
And it's
Nice.
just a couple pages just saying mainly what they have coming.
That must
but
have been
like-
before their those smaller catalogs they used to put out. that
Yeah,
Image
I
did.
have
That
almost
must-
all of them. So I was surprised to see this one.
That's cool.
It's got some cool stuff in here though, just like music discs and just the new releases being like Enemies, a love story, Martians Go Home, Spontaneous Combustion, Snake Eater, quality titles.
Hell yeah.
So but yeah, that's what my
Who was spinning? Who did we leave off at?
Got some spins.
I think it was Ryan.
Luke.
Ryan?
Oh,
No,
Ryan,
Ryan's-
what did you spend?
So I watched Bloodsport 3, and while it did not feature the AC3 or THX, it was a fantastic transfer. So Bloodsport 2's transfer was like sub VHS. Number 3 was just really solid, and I enjoyed the hell out of it because I could actually see what was going on. And then I also watched Ice Cream Man. I don't know if you
Yes.
And
Yes. Let's talk about
I
it.
loved it. Just absolutely loved it. Like it is
Clint
twisted.
Howard?
What?
Clint Howard.
Yep.
Clint Howard, yeah.
Clint
Ron
Howard.
Howard's brother.
Oh yeah. And the picture quality on this is surprisingly strong, being that it's Indonesian. So
Well, it's signed. It's got that quality control signature.
Yeah,
So.
so
Put their name on it.
those and something we might get to tonight. I might talk about, but those were my palate cleansers, so that I could go way up high and then just bring it right down, just right way down. So yeah, grinding.
Ice
up
Cream Man is
people,
so crazy.
Oh, it's amazing. Maxine, did you have any other spins?
Did I watch? Well, I watched My Bloody Valentine. That was the only one.
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
But this is one I feel like kind of sometimes goes under the radar. It's a technical Saturday the 14th movie.
Mm.
If you want to be technical about it, it contains a Friday the 13th. So this is a more than just Valentine's Day appropriate watch. This is if you're feeling like you need another film that isn't Saturday the 14th on a Saturday the 14th. Here it is.
That's it.
And
One of the
it's
best. One of the best bands of the '90s named after that movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, hands down. But like, this movie is great. It is freaking super good watch, and it's just like totally like, I don't know how I've managed to watch this as many times as I have and literally block out the twist ending every time, and I'm surprised every time.
Whoa, don't tell me.
I won't. It's a great, and I like that it has a twist ending, but it's just, yeah, they're like Canadian actors. There's like weird romantic scenes. It's like, this is 81. So Friday the 13th, the first Friday the 13th has happened. This is clearly inspired by that, but it's just very much its own thing where it's not quite the 80s. Like, they don't really know what the 80s really are yet. It's still very kind of like 70s slow pacing to a degree, but it's got the kills of like a Friday the 13th feel to it. But yeah, it just gets wild by the end of it. And the twist ending is great. Highly recommended film. I watch it every year on Valentine's Day.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, we didn't get into the whole Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me taking place during this week.
February 16th.
Total
10
coincidence
10
that I
a.m.
was watching it. I watched it on that day.
And I was checking out this
Amazing.
book, which has a timeline of Twin Peaks, and today is the day that like, I think the Mike like attacked Laura and her dad like when they were sitting in traffic, and he's like screaming at her. That was
That's
on
wild.
February 19th. So
Well,
we're getting
Sam,
close.
he didn't attack them. He was warning them about something, right? I don't know.
yeah, he was loudly warning.
He was saying.
It was verbally
He
assaulted.
says he's like he tells Laura that Bob is the killer or Bob's your dad or something.
yeah, in a very
Spoiler
very
alert.
forceful, aggressive
Yeah.
way. Yeah, which scares the shit out of everybody. Yeah. So there you go. Anyways, you were gonna ask a question about My Bloody Valentine, or Luke?
Oh, isn't that movie? The director has an extended cut of it or something, or I'm thinking of something else.
It had a remake. If
Yeah.
anything beyond LaserDisc, I have no idea. I'm the wrong
Okay.
person.
Okay.
Yeah, remake with Jared Padalecki of Supernatural fame.
Oh, I have not seen the remake, so I can't.
I haven't
can't
either.
get into
Yeah.
that.
I need
It
to
just-
see.
the
I want to
original's
see
good.
that.
I've seen it in 35 millimeter. I've seen it on LaserDisc, and
Damn.
I've seen it a lot of times. It's very good.
Plus, like, it made a Good Charlotte song. I think that's culturally relevant. at
Oh,
this
well,
point.
yes, Good Charlotte.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
that's sixth grade for me in a nutshell.
Canon. Yeah.
Any other spins, Max? Or
That was, I mean, I watched Lost Highway. I watched Blue Velvet. I watched let me look through. I watched Dune, and then
Nice.
I did not get to CRUMB. I watched part of Eraserhead. I didn't get all the way through that. And then I watched the I have it literally in the player right now, but I watched the Industrial Symphony.
oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
that was just what I was just watching.
That
I
was
want to go on record and saying that I don't think anyone should watch this much Lynch in a week. It was too much.
I purposely picked like the dumbest shit to watch outside of it, so that it like completely shut my brain off after watching Lynch.
This was partially Ryan's idea too, for the record. So
Yeah, how did this even happen?
he signed up for this. Yeah,
How
Didn't
did this
we?
idea come
This
up?
like happened from the anime episode or something, and then we
I
just
think
kept,
so,
like,
yeah.
dropping it and talking about it, and it just kept spiraling. And we're like, it's gonna happen. And
we're
then-
gonna do it. Damn it!
So it was
All right,
good.
what do you watch?
I've got a few. I told you guys I got off the ship and I was watching just a ton of movies, so I'm going to cheat a little bit, but I shouldn't even talk about that. Here we go. First one. I watched some Broterian
Yes.
the other day.
Yes,
I watched
I love that
Tiger
one.
Claws. I
Excellent.
hated every second of it.
Oh,
It's got Bolo.
yeah. How can you hit
Yes, he
Bolo?
was-
And freaking
yes,
Rock
he was
Rock.
in this movie. He is. I thought it started strong. I thought it would be good. I like it. Yeah, palate cleanser for all this Lynch. But it's like, it is so like base level. Like I'm coming off Lynch and I'm watching this. It's just like surface. It's just all surface. Just
Of course.
It's
and
got some good scenes though, like fighting.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
choreographed.
sure. Okay. Tiger
Are there
style.
tigers?
baby. Tiger style. I really tried. I don't want to be a hater. Like I really wanted to like this,
All right.
but I just
You watched it on the wrong day. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
yeah.
So why that one?
Oh, I had it. It was in a lot that I got.
Okay, you
I
got
was
it. Okay.
like, yeah. So if anybody wants this, just let me know. Maybe I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna feel like a big old jerk saying it. She doesn't get naked. Like does she not get naked?
I don't think she ever
I don't
does,
think
really.
she ever
No,
gets naked.
she's not that
It's
way.
not her thing. Yeah.
She's very uppity and highbrow.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
expecting the wrong thing from Cynthia.
She
Yeah.
kicks ass, and she'd
Yeah.
kick your ass for saying it.
Yeah,
in
like-
fact, she's on her
okay,
way
let's
to your
talk
house.
She would
about
take your
for a
name.
second. She's not the star of the fucking movie. It's the other guy.
Bolo?
She's just like hanging out.
Oh.
You know, she does some fighting, but it's really old Ponytail here that is the real star. I mean, come
Or
on.
the-
I want the badass girl to be kicking all over the place. No.
Seems like
Bolo's
eBay,
the
baby.
star.
It's going on eBay.
Let's be honest,
Bolo is
Bolo's
the
the
star.
star.
Bolo's always the
anything
star.
he's in, he is just that
Barely
dude
speaks
is a
English.
beast. Yeah, no, but he's a beast. Like,
Yep.
He
He
is
just
so
stares.
big. He's just so.
oh yeah.
All right, another one I watched, Action Jackson, baby.
Nice. Wolfpack favorite.
This is this is on How Does This Get Made. I love the How Does This Get Made episode. It has Seth Rogen talking about it, and it's oh my god, that picture is just so crazy. That's never in a movie.
I
And there's a lot of filler in this. There's some good stuff, but there's a lot of anyway. All right, I watched that. So the next one I watched, which I'm hoping we have a military episode. Let's put that.
Actually, we gotta do
Yeah.
that. Good call.
Yeah,
And if we do, I'll bring this one up again. But Rolling
Oh
Thunder.
yeah.
Oof.
This
Hell
is
yeah.
Paul Schrader wrote it. It is, of course, Quentin Tarantino's favorite movie. It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing I want to talk about is the gay subtext. It's like, it's pretty clear that he and Tommy Lee Jones had a thing when they were,
Sure.
And, I never picked up on it before. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
But this is one of my favorites. I watched this guy. I got a movie about cutting up eyeballs. Whoa.
whoa.
Just because we're watching so much Lynch, I want to throw this on. This is Dolly and Buñuel doing their first movie, and this scene is the most. Oh my God! How did they do this in a silent movie where close up of just the cutting of the eyeball?
I've seen people walk out of cinemas with that play.
It's crazy.
I think I went to there's a great Dolly museum in St. Pete or Tampa. I think they have it running on one of the screens there.
I went there when I went to go see Oingo Boingo at the auditorium there, and the museum was closed.
Beautiful museum. Oh, it's a great one.
Glad to see you Boingo Boingo in, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, every episode.
That's a good segue.
I literally went to St. Pete to see Oingo Boingo, and I totally went to the Dolly Museum, but it was closed. True story.
Wow. I saw Oingo Boingo in Atlanta once.
Dude, how have we not talked about this before?
Because it's not a big, I don't know.
I guess
We
not.
just
Yeah.
become best friends.
Yes. Want to do karate in the basement, in the garage?
I thought, okay, one more thing about this. I thought I had this on Japanese LaserDisc, but which would be completely pointless because it's a silent movie. But I don't. Anyway, whatever. That's my story. Okay, next one. I listen to a lot of podcasts when I run. There's one with Bryan Cranston on Conan. I listen to Conan a lot when I run. But he talks about Bryan Cranston did his X-Files episode.
Yeah.
So it's called Drive. I don't know if anybody's ever
Great
seen
episode.
Yep.
So, so he's just, I don't want to go into the details of it, but it's pretty good. It's because of this episode that the writer, who made Breaking Bad reached back to Cranston and said, hey, I want you in this show. I have all of X-Files on LaserDisc for some reason. I'm not a big fan of the series. It's just, my wife is though, so that's why I got it. And so we were watching it together, and she's like, "Okay, put the next one on. Let's keep going. Let's watch all." I was like, "Oh, okay." Okay. Vinny, I talked to Vinny about this a lot, but I watched The Irishman while I was on the boat.
Oh.
And I watched this guy again.
Nice.
I did not remember the ending. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, you remember, we've watched so many movies, man. How can you remember anything? But,
right.
Photographic memory.
You remember the hits, but then the ending is, he kills.
Spoiler alert.
Whoa.
You'll forget.
Ryan's covering his ears because he hasn't seen one of the greatest movies ever made, so he's got to cover his ears.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It is such a great ending because it makes you mad. Like it makes you, you don't want, as a viewer, you want the bad guy basically to get what's coming to him, but he doesn't. He gets the opposite, and it's like, and Vinny, we were
If
talking
you
about
consider him the bad guy.
Yeah.
If you consider him the bad guy.
Yeah, he's the bad guy. He's out. But then he could be considered not the bad guy, right? Because he,
Right.
Picks out pimps and
we
stuff.
we could talk about this guy for hours.
Sure.
Jodie Foster, like, is she really in trouble? Harvey Keitel, like, is he really a bad guy? Like, I don't know. I loved it. Like, I loved it a lot.
Ryan, how have you not
Track
seen
of
that?
this?
It's sort of the perfect marriage of highbrow and lowbrow.
Well,
Yeah.
it came out before I was born.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like I started picking up LaserDiscs that I really watched anything before I was born. Like even in the 80s, unless it was like a comedy or an action film, it wasn't even on my radar. So like this is just was so far behind, like, where I was at that
Right.
I haven't even gotten to it yet. I mean,
we've all, I'm not gonna, we've all got holes in our education.
Sure.
Or whatever.
Sure.
So the saddest scene in it is when he goes, like, this guy who's having trouble. I found it so sad when he goes and talks to Peter Boyle, the wizard. He's like, hey, I want to just, he seriously wanted to talk, and he just kind of blew him off. He's, oh, you'll be fine, whatever, okay, good talk, everybody. Let's wrap it up. It was, I loved it. Like,
it's a great movie.
Yeah, that's it.
So he goes to the movie theater with Sybil Shepherd. And,
Great date night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Swedish porn.
Yeah, I always thought that was a real Swedish porn film, but it isn't. It's staged for the film. So they hired Swedish-speaking actors to do the voiceover. I think it's a Danish or German film that they're doing a voiceover over. And I think so I always thought it was a real one. Because there was one that came out about the same time that is a real famous Swedish sex movie. I don't know what it's called, like Passion of Love or something like that, or A Language of Love or something like that. But yeah, it's fake.
I was thinking to myself, I heard it, I don't know where I heard it, but Bernard Herrmann's score might be my favorite score of all time, and it could be just the greatest film music I've just ever heard. The theme, opening theme in particular.
The mood, with that slow motion and the fog and
incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, we could talk about that. We could probably talk about that all night.
I feel like we have.
We do a Scorsese night. Have we done that yet?
We have not done a Scorsese night. No.
I feel like every week Scorsese comes up every podcast.
What, you spend anything, Vinny? Yeah.
No, just the Lynch stuff.
Okay, all right.
And I've got a ton of non-LD stuff, so I'm.
All right, maybe we can squeeze some in. But what about Seth?
Yeah, I spun one disc with the eval board. So this one.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm on camera. So it's
Sesson. Yes.
That is a pink cover.
Nikita.
Oh yeah.
In Sweden, it was named code name Nina. But it was pretty decent. But I'm still at the point with the eval board where I'm like, I'm looking for artifacts that I can't see them. It's like, man, that bar fence that would cause an artifact.
That would be weird, and that
would give it shaking and stuff.
Yeah, color shimmer. Yep.
LDG. So my wife prefers have subtitles on film, so I could rock the LDG in combination with the eval, and it worked pretty good. But I got a big stack of gear now.
So Japanese discs with the LDG are not hard coded.
No,
they are. The Japanese is hard coded.
Yeah.
But the English is not.
Yeah. So if you put on the LDG, they will cover the hard codable stuff.
Yeah.
But this film is in
with
scope.
English.
Yes.
With English. So
but you were saying most of them have closed captioning anyway?
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Okay.
So it's just, but you can move these. There are some closed caption decoders where you can move to, but they're sort of hard to get or similar.
And you can change the text a little bit too, right? Or on some of them?
On the closed caption decoders, you can,
Yeah.
This one you can't. I think only you can move it up and down. But since this one, all the text is in the what do you call it? The letterbox area, the Japanese text. Some pops up in screen, not much. So I can move that up and fill the entire screen. And yeah, it looked great. It's not a super perfect transfer, but it was. I'm still at I'm at awe at the quality the eval board does. It's because I've wanting a good comb filter for a while, and I've tried many of them, but this one is good.
Nice. And do you have the controller box that was cooked up here? Or did you have your own kind of homegrown one? Or?
No, it's. I think it's like a similar version to the one that the guy that's like Peter's neighbor.
Steven Sergeson. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a version of his software, and some of the script is Bill helped me with that, and Peter too. So
cool.
Yeah, it's a Raspberry Pi, and we put it inside a sort of like cable TV PVR box. So it's very nifty. Yeah.
Wicked.
Excellent.
All right. What do you want to do, Ryan? What do you want to do? The hot topics, or do you want to skip those and do a non-LD? Or
let's do some non-LD. And if people want to drop off, like I know Vinny's like, man, it's past my bedtime.
Yeah.
I want to skip the hot topics. It's like going back to work,
Yeah, we can skip that.
I'm looking at that stuff all day.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let's do non. I don't have that many.
Hot again in 2 weeks.
I can fast forward through this stuff. I didn't get too much stuff, but I did get for my wife Roadhouse on Shout Select.
Hell yes.
Very nice 2-disc, lots of special features.
That could be its own episode.
Yeah, and also Happy Birthday to Me, which is Mill Creek, but it's one of those cool ones that
those are great.
Has the VHS slip there, and I don't think there's any extras or anything on there, but these are actually surprisingly decent. See if we can get that back in there. And also got The Insider because I had an old DVD copy and never had it on Blu-ray. The extras on this suck. They're just the old DVD standard definition things ported on here. And I was on a major Michael Mann kick, so I also got he just produced this, but Paul Michael Glazer's Band of the Hand, which is just super fun 80s.
Good.
It's like
the environment of that is incredible.
Yeah, Vietnam vet training these kids, to be tough ass, commandos going back into Miami to fight drug lords, and Lawrence Fishburne's in there, with James Remar and Stephen Lang is like the guy training these kids, and yeah, it's so much fun. Great soundtrack too. And did I get any? I don't think I got any vinyl or anything, but I did get a book, Forever and a Day, which is a James Bond book with like a snippet written by Ian Fleming. I guess they like found it in his desk or something. And Anthony Horowitz, who did Midsummer Murders, wrote a couple books, Trigger Mortis in this one, and really gorgeous jacket.
Nice.
I've been wanting to get that for a while. Came out a couple years ago, and I think that's about it for pickups. It's been.
Did you watch anything non-Lynch on like DVD or Blu-ray?
I did, and I want to recommend one. I showed this a couple weeks ago, a Hamilton Books pickup, but Betty Blue. There's a Criterion collection of the director's cut, but this is the older theatrical cut. Jean-Jacques Benet did, who's like kind of thrown in with Luc Besson's work at the time. They called it Cinema du Luc. It's this kind of super stylish visual stuff. Really amazing film. Beatrice Dahl from, you've probably seen Night on Earth. She was the one of the French cab driver sequence. Is just completely captivating in the film. And what's his name from Killing Zoe's in it as Zorg, who was just such a really cool character. Jean Hughes, I'm glad, is Zorg, who's got a little bit of a name drop in The Fifth Element, but this is surprisingly decent looking transfer. It's a little funky. That I think there was some sort of like motion issue or something like that, but I still it's a really good movie to start at like midnight sort of thing, and it's just this kind of interesting. She's a real kind of wild, adventurous, free spirit who meets this guy, and she's just this kind of force of nature that takes over his life. And, it gets a little bit deeper from that point on. And she might actually have some sort of mental illness that drives this kind of free spirit lifestyle. But just all the characters they run into and then their travels and the ups and downs of the film. It's really, really cool stuff. So I highly recommend Betty Blue. And yeah, there's a Criterion collection if you want to go with that. So
it's on Laser. I think I have the LaserDisc.
Oh, you do? Oh, nice. I should probably get that.
Might
it might be a cinema disc. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, back in the 90s, everybody had this poster. Like that was like a hot poster to get.
Isn't that a line from the TV show Spaced about Betty Blue and Blue Velvet on the wall?
Oh yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I think that's
Nice.
a line from the TV show Spaced with.
You need to watch Space, Cushing. Watch it. It's so good.
It's great. It's one of the best TV shows ever.
Yeah.
I also recommend that. All right. Who's up next? Ryan?
Yeah, so I got a couple things. I had gotten an Amazon gift card, so I redeemed it for a very high quality Deadly Prey, which
Wow.
is a movie that was shot on video. So the source, I think, is probably VHS or, some equivalent thereof. So it's 1.33 to 1 scanned up to Blu-ray. So I'm looking forward to watching this.
Using Mad VR, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think Mad VR can improve VHS, but we'll see. And then some Dollar Tree pickups, Gate of the Ghost. So whenever I'm at Dollar Tree and I see a magnet release,
Yeah, those are good.
ridiculous, amazing movies.
I think it's
and
pretty
they're
cool.
Usually either dubbed or subbed, and
Yep.
they're $1 and they're on Blu-ray. So
Yeah,
I
Well
can't
Go
say-
and Magnet, get those.
absolutely. And then I picked up the Bronson 3-pack, which is just Death Wish 2, 3, and 4. Put on
Nice.
Blu-ray for $1. And then one other Dollar Tree, Master. So again, this is like a
Wrong.
crime movie.
You got the wrong master.
Is that Korean?
I don't know. Yes, Korean. You are correct.
Nice.
But I saw it and it was crime and it has English subs and it was $1 and I'm like, I can't not pick this up. Like they're pretty much forcing me to get my hand. So and then a couple other pickups. Transformers.
Nice.
They-
That's a good one.
I don't have enough versions of this. I've
No.
LaserDisc, DVD, Blu-ray.
Good
So-
documentary on there too.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
you'll like it.
And then one other pickup.
Oh.
Yes,
Dracula
I had to get this.
2000.
I mean, it's Dracula 2000 and then Dracula 2, and I think it's like a Shout Factory or something. But
I was the one guy that saw Dracula 2000 in the theater.
Oh my god.
you probably were. And I mean, I know that Dracula 2000 is not great. I've seen it. I saw it like last probably December or something.
Mm.
But it's a guilty pleasure and it's
Hell yeah.
enjoyable. And then one other thing that was a palate cleanser between David Lynch. I watched Trailer Park Shark.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
So you've got Thomas Ian Nicholas, Tara Reid, and I don't even know, Dennis Haskins. And Tara Reid, though getting the premium billing, is in like less than a quarter of the movie.
Of course. Yeah.
Thomas Ian Nicholas is the, I'll say air quotes, star. And it's every bit trailer park, terrible villain who floods the trailer park, and there happens to be a shark involved. Because, I mean, what else is going to take out the trailer park?
how do you
And-
contain the water
Yeah.
in the trailer park?
What happened is the trailer park was below like a dike or something.
Oh,
Or a
okay.
dam.
Hmm.
A classic storyline.
Of course.
And,
You need it, yeah.
The shark happened to get in there and was just tearing into the people who were every bit trailer park and played up, and the special effects matched. And there was a nice boat chase sequence with a shark involved. And
Wow.
so yeah, if you're looking to just shut your brain off and listen to people talking like they're from Alabama or pretending to run from a shark, this is pure art then. So yeah. Who's next? Maxine, did you have any other non-LaserDisc pickups?
She's got tons of Blu-rays.
Well, not pickups. Should I talk about what I've watched that's not on LaserDisc?
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Throw it
Okay.
down.
So I have been freaking binge watching all of the Royal Rumbles on
Mhm.
YouTube. So
Yes.
just been watching literally nonstop wrestling. Pretty much, yeah, from like before Valentine's Day all the way till like just this morning. Every morning I start my day with a different era of Royal Rumble. It's been
What's the
my
best
jam.
one?
Yeah, just literally watching it on just straight up on YouTube because I
Nice.
didn't have anything anywhere else. And yeah, really enjoying it. I've kind of gotten now into kind of like Hollywood Hogan era, which is kind of like cool and interesting in itself. I watched a bunch of different like documentaries on the whole like NWO. So like yeah, just deep dive wrestling vibes, and it's been my non-Lynch situation. Has been Royal
Man.
Rumbles.
You and Ryan and Trevor can do a spin-off show soon. And Peter.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, the whole Hollywood Hogan thing, not to derail this podcast, but was like revolutionary because
It
you
was.
took a guy that was like an American icon, just like total
Take your
sell
vitamins.
of American hero and everything good. And he turned heel, and like it was like the biggest, coolest thing ever.
Yes.
And it really almost like put WWE on its heels like
Mm.
for a number of years.
Oh yeah.
So, like
It was-
it's awesome. But I gotta say, Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the Royal Rumble. It's got my vote.
Oh my gosh. I even watched like the 2020 Royal Rumble, which was like wild in itself, just to like like just like a pre-COVID taste, because this is January of 2020. Like,
Oh,
just
shit, yeah.
imagine that. Like, that's wild. You're at a wrestling show in January.
No care in the world.
Like, no cares. Freaking light. And then the number one starter guy. I mean, that was like one of my favorites that I've seen, just because of he's just this dude that looks like he should be like more like MMA dude instead of like a wrestling guy. And he's like legitimately like throwing fools out. Like, a guy was in the ring for, I'm kidding, not kidding, 5 seconds. He came in and then he was out. And it was that fast. And I was laughing the whole time. It was incredible. And he's just sitting there. He's just like waiting for fools because he's just got time. He's got that time. Like,
We've completely lost Vinny and Seth. Seth's asleep and Vinny's like,
Yes,
why am I
You
here?
saw the
Yeah.
video I sent you the other day. There was like 20 wrestling magazines here in my basement. So I was there, but 15, and then
Left
I
that behind.
don't know.
Yeah.
and I just left it behind.
come back.
But I get it.
It's great.
I get it.
Yeah.
So Luke, you got
Yeah. What's
anything?
Luke got?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
Christopherson.
looking for something.
Hey. Yes. Oh, yes. I've got a few. So because Taxi Driver, of course, I had to buy this guy. This is the record that Sybil Shepherd gives De Niro.
Yeah.
No. De Niro gives Sybil Shepherd, and she's like, I already got it. Yeah. Goes to the record store, then gets it. It's a really good, it's a solid record. Here's what I was looking for. Inside the record, there's this cool newspaper clipping about Chris. I love stuff like that. It's great. This came in today. I don't know if you because I listen to such cool music. I don't know if you guys are hip enough for me.
Fair enough.
This is Junior Kimbrough's "Do the Rump." Okay, this is the guy that influenced the Black Keys. Like, the Black Keys made a whole album of his music. Like, this is like, it was made in '82. I don't know. It was never really released on record. They finally put it on a record. This thing is, I can't even explain it. It's the best. Like, I could listen to this all day. There's one song called "Done Got Old," and it just like, holy shit. It's just like, done got old. I can't do the things I used to do. It's like, oh, I feel you. I feel this music so much. I seriously recommend this guy. A silly thing I got, more records. I got the Monty Python Insta Record Collection.
Wow.
This one.
Can you
of
demo
course,
it?
Say what?
It folded out.
Yeah, oh yeah, here you go. It folds out into your instant record collection. So you put this in your queue.
Look
It's so
at
silly.
that.
Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
You got any of the other Monty Python albums, like
I've got the other-
and Handkerchief? And...
One of them's double tracked, isn't it? One has two grooves.
Yep.
Oh, I picked this one up too. I'll go back. The record store had a bunch of them. I do. Those Monty Python records changed the way that you thought of sound on record. Like, it's like, what? They're doing what? Like, this is so crazy.
A Massage for the Swedish Prime Minister is one of my favorites.
Okay.
It's like just
Next, Rush. I got some.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever.
Hell yeah.
Do not rush. Remember that, everybody. And this one I got the other day in Ocean Beach, California, which is the probably the most California place in San Diego.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, just think about, like, they've got surfers, they've got palm trees. This is like California. Like, remember going there first time, like, wow, okay, I got it. This is a Beatles bootleg. It's like one of the first bootlegs. I guess there was a Dylan one before it, and it's just demos of Let It Be. Let It Be.
oh yeah.
It's really good. I love it because, like, Ocean Beach is really like a hippie town, and like it says "Come Back," and then it has a stamp that says "Keep America Green, Grow Grass."
Okay.
Oh, okay. Last one. How did this get made? Put out a Holy Matrimony. They did an episode on this with, of course, Patricia Arquette, killing it. But one thing you will not see on this Blu-ray is that she's married to Joseph
Gordon-Levitt?
Levitt. No, what the fuck is his name? From
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
There you go, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's 12 years old in the movie, and she marries him.
Creepy.
It's so
the
weird.
secret attic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. But another Leonard Nimoy movie. And
Oh,
this is the last movie he ever directed.
Damn.
Amazing.
Oh my god, that's on Laserdisc.
Is it?
Yeah, I have it.
So 90s. You probably love it.
I've not seen it. This is the first time I've heard anything about it.
Oh, okay. You have seen it or you haven't seen
Oh,
it?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's crazy. It's like he's 12 years old and he's kind of like in this what's it called? A Huttite community or something. And
Huh.
they just have him drive this car. It's so great. It's so crazy. It's like, and he had his first kiss ever with Patricia Arquette when he was 12 years old. Something.
Nice.
I watch it if you want. You can. That's about it. That's all I got.
Cool. What's your recommendation, or did you have anything? Yeah, you've been watching like a special recommendation, or like a TV
What?
show or anything you've been watching, or?
No, all Lynch all the time.
All right, cool. All right,
Yeah.
respect.
Vinny, you
Oh.
still awake?
What's Vinny got? Wake up.
I'm taking notes. Am I up?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm sorry. I got a ton of shit.
Oh man,
Because
we
you
gotta wrap this
maniac-
up, man.
Huh?
I've got plans.
You maniacs got me back into vinyl, so I've got some vinyl to show
Oh
you.
yes, you got like a whole new rig set up, new
Yeah, I got
turntable
the
and everything.
rig set up. So I dragged my kid to a record show.
Hell
He
yeah.
found Trouble Man, which is up in his room. That's really
I'm
cool.
so jealous of that
He
one.
knew of it, which is amazing. But I never had a straight answer for him when he asked me about it being a movie. I'm like,
It is a
I
movie.
don't remember if it was a movie or if it was like a fake soundtrack.
No, it's like a
It's a
real like
Yeah,
shaft
so now we gotta-
exploitation movie, but nobody
Yeah.
liked the movie and everybody loved the soundtrack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to find that. So I picked up this 45 at the show.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh
nice.
wow.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then I, as a preview for my son, I'm like, one day we're going to get to Seinfeld because we're watching Modern Family and he thinks
Yes.
thing ever. I'm like, we're going to get to Seinfeld one day, and then you'll know why.
Well, The Greatest American Hero is a pretty good show in itself.
Not bad. Yeah, I was thinking of trying it. I wonder. Well, first of all, it's square, so I don't know if they'll watch it because it's
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
Just zoom in. Don't
Yeah.
tell.
We're not talking about that.
right.
Oh yes.
The Cult Electric. This is the double with the
Oh.
original.
The original. Yeah.
Wow.
Rick Rubin got a hold of it and kicked it up a notch.
Yeah.
And then this is so weird how this stuff works, man. I was in Asbury Park and there was a record store, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go look at the record bins now. And right outside, like outside the record store, all the dollar ones are. Right in the front, I see this. I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. It's the
Hmm.
golden age of the Hollywood musical.
Hmm.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
What do you got? Wow.
Oh,
Check
Great.
that
I
out.
love it.
Right.
Oh
So you
my
open it up, and it just keeps going,
jeez.
going.
Damn.
Again, right?
Oh,
So I'm like, this is the coolest thing. I found this for $1. My first day in back out record shop.
That reminds me, I still have a Busby Berkeley laser disc for you.
I go to, oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
go
It
to
reminds me of
our,
the Hawkwind album, but not as cool.
yeah.
If you like Hawkwind, you'll love this.
So then I go to our Brooklyn bookstore, and there was a turntable down there for a while back when our basement was open to the public. So I had a bunch of records. I'm like, oh, I better go bring my records home. I kid you not, there's a copy of this in there. I've bought this thing twice, like in a decade. The only 2 times I've ever read. And then
You
I
know
went.
you like it.
Yeah, I went to Generation Records. Sam, you'll remember. So Bleecker closed. Bleecker used to have cool LaserDiscs. When I got back into this, that's where I found all my stuff. And then I literally cleaned them out. There's nothing left. And they've had the same rack forever.
Mm.
There's nothing in there. And then by the door, they had a free bin. So this caught my eye because it looked like a LaserDisc, of course.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
not. But it's the soundtrack. So this was free. And it comes with like a hardcover book,
wow.
Damn.
8x10s, and like the soundtrack, which I thought was pretty cool.
Jesus' autograph.
So on that
Just wanna
same
lift it again.
Yeah, on that same expedition, I found in their basement where they have all their like 45s and metal stuff and pins. I grabbed this
Oh, sick.
Styria
Cool.
pin.
Nice.
But again, like, what do you do with pins? I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Just,
Put it on your cool denim jacket.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
Battle
I still
jacket.
have that
Yeah.
jacket.
Do you have giant Iron Maiden patch on the back? And
Oh, you must. It's a must.
The big story at Generation was they suddenly, since the last time I've been there, must have bought some video stores VHS collection because there were just bins lining the whole floor of the place. Now, I'd heard of these existing. I never thought I'd see one. Let me just tell you, when I looked this title up on eBay, there's one copy of it. It's not even the same version of this. And it's listed for $10,000. It's one of these ridiculous Listen.
All right.
Whoa!
So when I saw it, I literally like my legs shook when I saw it on
Criterion tape,
This
baby.
is a Criterion
Nice.
Silver VHS. It's number 4, so there's others.
Yeah, there's
Wow.
Third
And
Man.
I've only ever
and-
seen like pictures of them. I think Dice K has one.
Yes.
But yeah, $3. You know,
Wow.
I'm sure it's not worth anything really to anyone else but us.
I don't know. There's some
The fact
nerds that
that
would
it's
want
the
to.
only Criterion one on eBay right now, if you look up Criterion VHS, is the only one you find, but it's the black cover,
Mm.
and it's listed at 10,000 for no. So yeah,
That's very cool.
most of these
Wow.
came from a rental store, so they had all rental stickers on them and stuff. So that was I couldn't believe that day.
Damn.
That's it on vinyl, and then I picked up Facebook Marketplace. Like if you want Blu-rays, like
Oh yeah.
yeah, so I just grabbed like a bunch of shit I needed, like
Yeah.
Conjuring, Jack Reacher, Inside Man, Looper, Wolf of Wall Street, Green Mile / Forrest Gump, one
All
bit,
right.
and then the correct version of The Master.
Mm.
This, by the way, I'm sure, you know, I don't want to get flagged by YouTube, but this is basically porn. This is a lenticular
Yeah. Slip.
slip, so watch out.
I got that same one. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I make out with it.
Oh, also at the record show was this Spike Jonze.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those were great. That series.
Yeah, I had a sampler of all of them, of all the directors, but I realized I never had the actual disc. Actually, I spun this today while I was down here setting up.
Who put that?
Got
Palm
Beastie Boys on
Pictures
there,
or?
right?
Yeah.
White
Yeah.
Stripes, maybe.
He did. So
And,
Beastie Boys, Far Side, Breeders,
Oh,
Daft
yeah.
Punk, Dinosaur Jr. There's
Fat
bunch
Boy
of
Slim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the Chris Walken one.
Yeah.
The video
Wasn't a choice.
Sofia Coppola just playing a gymnast bouncing around to
Yeah.
I think it was Chemical Brothers.
That Far Side one, they're like in reverse the whole time, right?
Yeah,
And then
I guess-
one of the Beastie Boys is in there, maybe.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
great one. Yeah.
Cool. Full booklet in it. So
That's good. I like the Chris Cunningham one a lot too. That's a
Oh,
good one. to
I
go.
have that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's
bump.
another story.
Yeah, I was
I'll
gonna
tell
say
you a
this got to be a
story
story. All right.
I'll tell you a story about it.
Spoiler
And the-
alert: if you're at a
the
record
false
store,
alarm. I had the what I thought was a region free player, but I can't get this to play on it. But I might have to.
Ooh,
Oh,
Yeah.
ready.
I did watch this last week or 2 weeks ago, and it instantly became like my favorite. So, I don't think I'll be able to use this, but maybe I'll sell it.
We'll get you a region free Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I've got that on.
Starter up.
I've got the LaserDisc. So, some Criterion Blues, Kronos, which I saw
Very
in the
nice.
theater. Love this. Been waiting for this forever.
Love that film.
The best of the 70s
Yeah.
conspiracy thrillers. Warren Beatty.
Top notch.
Golden Age of Television, also Criterion only DVD. So this has all like the Rod Serling TV plays, Bang the Drum Slowly, Requiem for a Heavyweight. You know, Marty, the original Marty is on here.
So is that like episode? I've always been curious about that. Is it episodes of TV shows or like?
No, so
clips?
these were dramas like Marty. No, they have the full versions up here.
Okay.
So like they're usually 1 hour like Texaco Theater style
Okay.
shows. Yeah. So it's got 1, 2, like 7 or 8 actual full length movies. Then I always want to get one Eclipse set because I don't have any of these.
I don't have any Eclipse either.
Yeah, so I had asked a bunch of people in the Criterion group like which one to get, and a lot of people recommended this Pearls of the Czech New Wave. It sounded pretty cool, so this was the one I decided to try.
I think Ryan's got 2 copies of that.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
and then one book. So
Cool.
Ryan helped me get this from an alternate site. It was hard to find. It's out of print. It's basically this guy wrote. It's sort of like a monograph, like 33 1/3, about the movie Miracle Mile, but it's also part memoir
Ooh,
about stuff that was going on in his life. So,
intriguing. Have you read it yet?
no, I haven't read it yet.
Hmm.
I mean, we all love Miracle Mile. It's got the clock there.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
It's cool. All right. I think I got everything. That's
You
it.
got any recommendations? You been watching anything? Non-LD?
My wife and I are binging Call My Agent, which I recommend. It is a French TV show. It's sort of like Entourage. It's about a French talent agency. So every episode is set within the talent agency, and all their clients are played by real big time French actors.
Oh,
So
Nice.
every episode's about, trying to get someone a job, or this person's fighting with this person on set or whatever, but it's all real, French actors. Some, I looked up the first 1 or 2 episodes and I realized, oh yeah, every episode has the real, it's like watching Entourage and seeing real actors playing themselves. It's fun. They're hour long, but it plays like a sitcom.
I've been binging Stephen Toast to London, the Matt Berry show, which I know Luke hates, but I absolutely love it.
I don't
It's
hate
hilarious.
it. I don't hate it. I just didn't get into it.
So
Try
great.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot to recommend that one too. But all right.
I've been watching. I want to recommend something. I watched this game show called The Hustler.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is- we watch it
You
every.
put me onto that. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's just such a. It's hard to explain, but just look it up. It's on Hulu. The Hustler. It's a great
Who
show.
hosts it? Anybody we know? Or
Yeah, what's his face?
Craig Ferguson.
Yeah,
oh
he's
yeah,
great.
love Craig Ferguson. That's
I love
awesome.
it. It's like Clue. It's like playing Clue
yeah.
in a game show setting. The kids love it. It's basically, there's 4 regular people. One of them, it's trivia questions, but all the questions are based on one person's life. And so one person knows all the answers and the others don't. And you have to try to suss out who the hustler is by the end.
Okay.
Either they win the money or the hustler wins by faking you out or something.
Oh, it's like To Tell the Truth or one of those.
Sort of,
kind
yeah.
things.
It's fun because
Yeah.
Ferguson doesn't know either who it is, so you can sort of play along.
Hmm.
And it's I'm always looking for stuff that isn't crap that I can watch with the kids that we're interested in. So
Oh, that's fun. They like it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah, they like that. And now we're doing Modern Family, which is every week is like another 10 guest stars that are just like A-listers every week.
Mm.
It's kind of fun. And there's always some movie reference that I can, lord over my son. Like tonight we watched an episode where there was a baptism sequence. And of course they started to cutting the baptism to like this old mini crime ring that the kids are perpetrating. I'm like, hey, that's the Godfather.
You get the dad explain. Yep.
He's laughing hysterically. I'm like, and he knows he wants to give me a T-shirt that basically says, that's from a movie, because everything they watch, I'm like literally, like we're watching some Nickelodeon show and they're making like it was a parody of the Goodfellas spider scene.
Oh yeah. I was like watching Rick and Morty with my nephew, and he's like, "I know this has got to be low." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's from like David Cronenberg they just referenced," and like I just kind of list them all out for him.
I appreciate these old showrunners dropping those in for us.
Yeah.
So
All right, what's Seth got? You have
before we
anything?
get to Seth real quick, I want to say, Vinny reminded me, if you're at a record store or record show,
Yeah.
and somebody brings like DVDs or Blu-rays, they're looking to unload as many as possible. You are the buyer who is like running the show. Like, get as many as you want because it's dirt and there's good stuff usually because people have been unloading. So like, take advantage of it.
How are you liking LPs now that you're back in vinyl, Vinny? Was it
I mean, I
worth
can't
it?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not like I've sat there and listened to a lot since, but I,
All right.
listened to Electric. That was cool.
All right.
But it's powered up, ready to go. So I have to just, I got that weird quartz linear thing.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
I
you
can't
got the linear
play
tracking.
with it to make sure I can get in between the grooves, because I can't just like drop the needle on track 3.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. So
I've got to actually skip to it. So I have to get it just right.
Ooh,
it's kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that takes some tweaking.
that's pretty cool.
All right, Seth.
All
What do you
right. So I got a book. It's an ebook, so we have to put the picture in here. It's called Jim Henson, the biography.
Oh yeah, you're like Mr. Puppet now.
Yeah. I'm reading up on that stuff, and I actually watched a documentary called "I Am Big Bird" about the guy that played Big Bird for lots of years. It's an amazing documentary. Sesame Street wasn't on here like when it was barely on here, and since we live in a perfect country that we don't have people sitting on stoops, so they removed all those sections. So I never knew who Big Bird was. I've seen Bert and Ernie and all the other people, but I never saw Big Bird because they cut away the street sequences here.
Huh.
So that's sort of interesting. Yeah, they gave it. We did our own sort of frame thing on Sesame Street, so without the street. So it was Sesame without the street.
And the actor Carol Spinney, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's about him. It's a great documentary about his life, and also on Disney Plus they dropped today the Muppet Show, and I looked through them, and I know that the first season 1 some scenes were cut on DVD in the US. They were uncut in Europe, but I didn't want to get them here because they would be UK and they would have these big warning, age symbols on them. So I got I checked them out, and I cross-reference them with some sort of list of the cut scenes, and they're reinserted on Disney Plus. And some of them are like, I understand why they would cut this, because it's like a bus driver is holding the entire city of New Jersey hostage. And sort of like, yeah, well, like I can see why that wouldn't fly.
Yeah, it's the 70s, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they reinserted that stuff, but they had that sort of like blanket statement that this contains stereotypes and things that weren't okay then, that aren't okay now, that are on at the start of some Disney movies. And so I wanted to check. So what if all the episodes with the Swedish chef has that sort of like stereotype thing? No, they don't. It would have been fun.
Nope.
So we are still okay to make fun of.
Is that a stereotype or not? I'm confused.
No, that's actually. I have to say that listening to the mock Swedish that they do, they sort of capture the essence and of how we speak better than anything else I've ever heard. So I think they got it spot on.
So what is he saying? What is?
It's just gibberish. It's just
What?
Yeah,
I've been lied to.
Yeah.
Well, like the cadence is kind of right?
Yeah.
I got you. I'm just joking.
Really well. And I know that for the first pilot, he actually had a name, which was like the Swedish word for railroad crossing, and there was like and there was a knife and fork crossed, but they changed it to Swedish chef after that. But
how is the American stereotype in Sweden? That's what I want to know about. Like,
well, it's cargo shorts or Bermuda shorts and a baseball hat and like.
Pretty solid. Yes, right on. Okay.
Yeah, sort of. Like a Hawaiian shirts with a camera.
Dad, that's my dad.
Are we packing heat, or is it assumed we're carrying?
No. And when you ask, so are you guys American? How do you like? No, we're Canadian. And also, the only people you sort of interact with that are traveling overhead that have moved are like senior citizens, because those are the only people that can afford and have time to travel abroad, I think.
Okay, so very touristy stereotypes, right?
Yeah, definitely the touristy stereotype.
It reminds me of one thing I watched I forgot to mention, because you'll know if you watch it how that ties. But the Kristen Wiig movie is really good. The
Barb and Star.
Yeah, it's fun. And there's they're vacationing in this fictional Florida town where like their dream man is Tommy Bahama, like literally anyone who wears Tommy Bahama is like their dream guy. So there's a lot of cargo shorts, and it's really fun. It's got this bonkers rap, like sort of a Zoolander-ish wild spy thing, just as a setup to get them to Florida, and then it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
And the other thing I'm watching that ties to Lynch, because I was thinking about Lynch as I've been watching this, is WandaVision.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I gotta watch the new episode just dropped, I think today, which I haven't seen.
Very Lynchian, I think, for sure.
That's
what's happening underneath the surface of a small American town.
So I do owe everyone a review of Extreme Jukebox, the Troma film I watched.
Yes.
It's an Italian heavy metal horror film. So it's in Italian with English subs, and it revolves around a cursed 45. So I'm not going to go any further. But if you're into like that kind of thing and just a little over the top splatter, highly recommend it. So
I'm into it.
All right.
I appreciate it.
So I'm also watching something that sort of ties into Lynch. It's a Norwegian TV show about that's set during the Second World War. It's called Atlantic Crossing, and Kyle MacLachlan plays Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Have you guys heard of this?
I've heard of Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, so I don't know if it's going to be on the States. Probably like on in Britain. So, but it's like because all of the royal houses are like cousins with one another. So it's a princess. She's a Swedish actress, and she goes over to Britain and says hello to their cousins, and then she goes over to the US to sort of plead with the US to join the war effort. I haven't seen that much, but I think
it sounds like DUNE.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
And I did look up
just people going from house to house trying to get drugs or spices.
DUNE. Okay. Okay, yeah. No, so they're trying to get the US to join the war effort or something to help poor Norwegians that have been invaded by the Germans. But I think it's a pretty decent show. It doesn't paint our royal family in a very good light, because I think they were Nazi sympathizers at that point. But,
drinking that Fanta.
Yes. Yeah.
And I did look up that David Lynch Pretty as a Picture documentary is released in Japan in 1998 on LaserDisc. So,
Release.
Spoiler alert.
and it's got a pretty cool looking cover there. Oh, was Ryan hoping not to let people know that so he could buy a copy?
Well, yeah, I had put a search for it, but I didn't see copies. Yeah.
I could cut that out for you. Yeah.
No, it's fine. If I get it, great. If I don't, I probably won't remember it. So
Wolfpack
no
effect.
one's watched this long. Come on.
By the time this airs, you'll have it.
this is a record. I mean,
Gotta be. It only fitting that Lynch gets along.
It was the Lynch special. I mean, yeah, we had to. Yeah.
until we bring Spencer back on.
Good point. We'll get
It'll
back.
be a 29 disc YouTube set.
I like it. All right, let's do I guess final thoughts. What's spinning? I'm probably gonna finish watching that Beavis and Butthead, the shorts, because I only watched like a little bit of side one so far, and I just kind of spot checked side two. So I got plenty more shorts to watch. And I think that's about it. What about Ryan? Oh, damn.
And my chair literally fell apart while I was sitting here. Like all of a sudden something fell. And I'm like, what fell? It's literally the arm.
You are unarmed right now.
Kudos,
Safety moment.
Don't buy furniture from Amazon.
And these like little like kind of plastic pieces that cover up the Allen wrench
yeah.
kind of
Oh
things.
my
They
God.
just pop off my chair like
Yep.
all the time. So
Don't.
yeah.
Maxine?
Oh, I am 100% going in for the cookery.
Dude, and birds.
I want to know about caches.
Can't wait.
Ooh.
I'll probably finish up Elephant Man. Probably do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll try to watch Mulholland.
That's not a laser disc.
No, it's not. Well, actually, no, you're right. I should probably watch Straight Story instead.
There you go. That's more like it.
And Seth, once you wake up from passing out.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I actually forgot to show this off on my recent acquisitions.
Oh,
But this one is one of those
Yes.
AC3 ones.
It's Patreon
Ooh.
exclusive.
Yes.
Damn.
Unboxing video.
Respect.
I unboxed this as we were speaking. Actually, when I bought this, the guy wrote me on the Swedish auction site, like, "Hi, are you going to put this on the podcast?" And like, "No, I have to." So I can know him from one of the groups. So, but he knows me. So, hello, buyer. You packed it well. Thank you. You have done well.
Very good.
Killer. I mean,
I just watched that flick not too long ago. Not that version yet, because I still it's on the shelf.
It's on the
It's
shelf.
on the
yeah.
shelf.
It's on the shelf.
Garth says he's not getting rid of that version.
Yeah.
So he's not
definitely
fully out.
Yeah.
That's what he said. We'll see.
And as always, we've been sponsored by Video Essentials.
Yes.
Everyone should have a copy of this. So
At
get a
least
copy.
one.
Yeah.
At least one copy.
Get a copy. Yeah. At least get two. Get like the original pressing and the repressing, and then
Yeah.
get the Japanese one.
Yes, have them all.
And Mythical Change double IPA with unicorns on it. So,
Nice.
Nice.
also,
Yeah. Kids.
Fanta.
Fanta. Do you want a Fanta? Cool. Well, thanks for tripping through these crazy David Lynch films with us, everybody. This was a
great.
good time. Yeah.
Yeah,
was fun.
good.
I'm gonna have a psychogenic fugue now and turn into another person altogether, and who knows what's gonna happen next. So hopefully that other person also likes Laserdiscs.
and Patricia Arquette.
And yeah, Patricia Arquette will be there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll do the very close up, very close up.
I'm going to do this. I'll do this. As we sign off, I'll change my background.
Oh, you should have had that on the whole time.
Oh
It
man,
wasn't- It was too. It was weird with my head.
Too much, yeah. Yeah.
Good for a few seconds there.
Man, where Vinny is, the birds sing a pretty song.
That gum you like is coming back in style too.
I know, right? Yeah, definitely.
So should I stop recording at this point or keep going?
Let's rock.